Da-na-na-na-na. Woo-hoo. I stay up till late. Got nothing in my brain. Woo-hoo. But I keep moving. Can't stop, won't stop, grooving. Baby, it ain't gonna break. And the haters gonna hate. Askew, good morning. Oh, the good witch of South Dakota. Rad. There's no place like home. If I only had a brain. Well, the things that I'll be missing, the things that I da-da-da. If I only. Good morning, Painter James. Mel, top of this fine morning, tripping daisy. Tripping amongst the daisies, on the flowers, for a couple of hours, on a bright sunny day. What song was I singing before that one? I like the song before that more. Oh yeah. If I only had a brain. Good morning, Kundalini. The things that I'd be thinking. The things that I'd be. I love it. If I only had a brain. They say that's a whole Wizard of Oz is a story about the straw man and the banks and changing from the gold standard. Sup, D. Harley? But I know better. I know that life is a mirror, and there's an algorithm that consists of the range, the mode, and the mean. Those are your averages, types of averages, and they oscillate to maintain balance. And if you can do that, you perceive reality as eternal self. But you got to get rid of you got to balance the brain. You got to be heart-centric, which is the Tin Man. Toy soldiers who all fall down. It's the Tin Man. Yeah, and then obviously the lion. Because if you can do that, your six-dimensional nature, you'll have the courage to converse with your God self. Because reality will be a six-dimensional mirror of you. You'll be lionized. Pretty good, eh? That's an adept's interpretation of guys confirm that our retreat will happen. So then if you want, Mel, look up Monkey Valley in Cape Town. I say that's the venue we do it at. As in, I know the owner. My parents bought property that contributed to that resort. So it's a big giant energy loop. And then the property that I time traveled 2 years into the future and buried a spaceship under the same property that we built our family house on. My family doesn't know it's there though. So I'm going to try and buy it for my brother and sister. Be like, listen, did you want to sell the house to me? They're like, no. I'm like, come on. There's a lot of technology under the house. They'll be like, what? I'm like, nothing. It's a horrible house. It's a great house. We had it's basically like a temple. Our whole family's now I realize the whole family's, they're all gurus basically, switched on characters that, basically each of our family members is an alien in and of itself. You time traveled, yes. So Mercuba. You got a Mercuba. It's a three-dimensional thing. So when I was 10, we moved. My brother got into high school, so we had to move location. So we bought property. And then I time traveled in the astral 2 years into the past. So that I could bury a spaceship there. But then that was me first doing it in astral realm. So I still remember landing in space 2 years in the past because I didn't calculate Earth's movement. Even though on a level Earth doesn't actually move. It's complicated. Pointers ended up in, dig. Pointers ended up eventually getting the spot. And then the house, so I time traveled back. Actually time traveled back and forward because when I time traveled it was the house was being built. So I time traveled back so that the house was just the plot and then buried the thing and then traveled forward to make sure. It was the first time I had a dream where physics, where I'm a 10-year-old and I'm like, oh, I forgot to calculate the movement of the planet, a high level of intelligence in the dream. So then when I wake up I'm like, no way, you have to recalculate the planet's movement if you're going to time travel. But it's actually another thing it's true but not true the way I saw it. It's time and space have signatures, so you can, because also there's time lines. So that's how the aliens do it. They take on the vibration of that time space and then they appear there. Which is so weird to take on a vibration of a time space that then just puts you in space. I remember seeing Earth like far away and going, shit. Thinking, but where's the sun? It's weird. It's weird in the astral realm. Even the sun doesn't look like the sun. The sun looks like a black hole. Energies are different. It's always dark. It's always nighttime, basically, in those astral dreams. But you can think really clever. Like, you can think clear as it. Like, your IQ's way up. Like, thinking here, like, on Earth now, 3D, or 3D, it's like molasses. Our thoughts are like, they're just like knowing. Although, I suppose you think less. There's more waves of knowing, you know. Barbara, top of this finest morning to you. Kitty cat. They renewed their subscription 70 days ago. Thank you. What's up, Ricky? I feel like Einstein at night. Yeah, absolutely. You'll feel like that as well if you, like, in meditation. Like, if you go to a quiet place. The fact that your breath is your mind's relationship means you can literally rig it. You can go, so you know what I mean? By me consciously, gently breathing in slowly and making it last 5 seconds. I suppose the more you meditate, the more you can mimic. The more you can mimic your feeling when you're meditating. So you can go straight there. But that idea that you can do that, and that sends out waves. So basically later on in the day, I'm going to perceive the self in a quantum metaphor in my environment easier because I spent that little moment being quiet. So if you start your day with 15 minutes of that, the whole day, you can see how the multidimensional self are the day's occurrences. It's the second coming of Christ. You revisit yourself during the day. Unless you go story mode, you know what I mean? Then it's like, no, that person, don't go story mode. Go meta mode, theme mode. What themes are popping up and how are they occurring? And what are your relationship with those themes? And that's just about balancing. The balancing. All those themes are going to be brought in to balance your balancing. You know, it's the essence of the theme will bring more balance to your balance. And the more balance you get, the more you see the themes. And then also they auto-translate. That's so good. Roger, Barbara, right on point. Boop. 2 days ago, my wife had a margarita for the first time in ever. As in, we were just talking about it yesterday. I think she had, what did she eat? I can't remember what she ate. But they had her work function. And then she's like, I haven't had a margarita in ever. So you see the parallels. It's all the same being, and I'm gonna have parallel metaphors. Like I'll bring up coming up with my cat yesterday, and then 2 people will be like, "Yeah, that happened with my cat." It's literally the same moment. It isn't 2 or 4 characters having similar experiences. It's actually the same on a singularity. We're all the same person. Literally. Use breath to burst through doors. Absolutely. So Blue Door, you know about the whole concept of the longer the in breath. The more you refine your consciousness. I must get it right. And then the longer the out breath, the more you expand your consciousness. I misplaced your earbuds. As in like earbuds, like earbud buds. Earbuds to clean your ears or earbuds hair? Or earbuds to listen. 5-second breath healed me. Because the average person's going, yesterday, tomorrow's gonna happen, yesterday, tomorrow, you know what I mean? Because if you go tomorrow, you're gonna breathe out, you're breathing, you're basically grabbing yourself and jerking yourself, and then stopping, and then going 2 more shakes, and then up, down, shake. That's what the average person goes through, breath-wise, when they deal with this world. Oh no, Trump's in charge again, no he's not, in North Korea, inflation, up, down, down. You know, you're going to pay your bills. You're breathing all like shallow and up and down. And each of those metaphors, your relationship with them will determine how much breath you get. So you actually are being suffocated. It's stress. Stress from the inability to see reality for the illusion that it is. Until it's an illusion, all the stories are important. You need to follow them and find out the reasoning. And all reasoning won't be good enough. Half the humans are doing things for no reason I'll never understand. Which is the same as saying, no, you can't swim in that water, even though you're meant to swim in that water. You're meant to be translating the metaphor. It should auto-translate eventually, once you've practiced enough. Brilliant, Barbara. It's great. It's our connection to spirit, breath. So breath is the Holy Spirit. If humans were just straight up AI, and we actually soul, we interface with this AI via breath. Which means our soul. And the universe, like, I could go, no, we're the observer, we're the eternal 0 point. There's a million billion ways to express it, what it is, the structure of the whole thing. And that's all true, at different scales, different levels. The law of polarization, Sananda taught this, Jesus. Sananda taught the law of polarization in the book, a little light from the masters, where he basically says the opposite of anything is also true. So eventually one's going to see the frozen eternal truths in all their cascading dimensional layers. You'll realize it's all a reflection of your eternal nature, and you will just be in a state of blissful acceptance, as basically all of creation is a deity promising your eternal nature. Actually, that's what all the symbolism ultimately builds into, and then you eventually internalize all of it. And then go on in a never-ending adventure into yourself. But then every single being you meet along the way, is you. You don't do the calculations anymore of how you metaphysically got there. You just know you're always God's face, reflecting on the waters. And that's beautiful, because then whatever's presented to you is your belief on one of the dimensional scales. So you go, oh, why am I presenting this person in front of me? What part of me am I? And then it's very easy to then talk to yourself. You can then take on the role of God and talk to that person and be, listen, I know where we're at, and this is what we can hold true. You talk directly soul to soul. Basically, perfect mirror to perfect mirror, and you acknowledge them as your exact equal. Because God only has one equal. If you're God, why are you playing with characters and stories and degrees? That's sin. You know what I mean? If everything is God, things don't have degrees of divinity. You might as well just cut all of the conversations, cut all the mythology, and just go straight to conversation with the self all the time. God bless God. And also on top of that, I was working this morning, I was like, because I had a science teacher who I ended up learning Hebrew from. And we wrote a book about the music in the Old Testament, where I learned to type and he would dictate to me. And in return, he paid for my personal training course. I became a personal trainer that he paid for. And what's the other part of the story? Why did I bring him up again? Everything, Kabbalah, Judaism, learning Hebrew, science teacher. I mean, there was a good story there, but the second part, one of those things. Yeah, exactly. Pull everything like a magnet. And that's what Ace Ventura is about. On a fifth dimensional level, Ace Ventura knows every story is his story. That's how Jim Carrey wrote it. So that the metaphor of a dolphin being taken, and Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel, I am you, you are me. It's all about that. And the dolphin will always represent the two halves of a brain, or reality and you being two halves of the same equation. Spiritual light worker, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hebrew, Jewish. It was a good story with Mr. Cole. Personal training, I think it was Mr. Cole. He got a professorship in philosophy about tabernacles and. Anyway, for the story, pop back in just now. Pop back into my mind in a second. Thanks again so much for the gifts. La la la. Susie and me had so much fun. Skipping stones and thinking things. Da-na-na-na, and a thing of our own. But the thingest thing I ever did was doing a thing called the Crocodile Rock. Thanks for sharing, Ashley. Appreciate you. So what's the point of the story? The point of the story is ascension now. So basically, it takes a lot of story, erroneous story about yourself and others to keep yourself under the water. As soon as you stop telling yourself erroneous stories about yourself and others, you surface, you ascend by default. Your natural state is divine buoyancy. Who's coming up with this shit? Your natural state is divine buoyancy. Just gotta stop thinking erroneous shit. Well, actually, it'll mean no thinking. Thinking is actually a low vibration. It is. Thinking is a low vibration. It's like 4D and down. You don't really think when you're in 5. You don't think 5D. You can be in 5D, but when you talk, you technically go to 3D and then back into 5D. Even if you are 5D, if you're going to talk. Because the universe is, any given moment is a perfect place. So there's nothing to talk about. There's only perfection to perceive. And if you think about it, what you perceive, you create. So creation's actually like a turd, and you consume reality. Yum, 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 yum. And then the later moment is my number 2, basically. My solid state hard drive. Reality is my solid state hard drive. See, now you gotta, my thing is just keep reworking that again so it becomes like a coin you can spin. Becomes like a little tool, like a Swiss Army knife. Like a universal Swiss Army knife, or a glass of peach cordial. You don't think in those terms. Okay, you can, Rick. Actually, no, as in, you get that when you say that, you're talking the shadow underbelly of the collective hive mind. That you already are God absolute. And there's nothing you need to do other than realize it. But with that said, if you ask that question, it's still pertinent because it's still the collective asking that question to do its collective metaphor, and it refines through that singularity right there. Be still and know. Meditate, basically. It's the best thing you can do. Even just a mirror breath is better than anything else you can imagine. Mirror breath, where you, as long as your in-breath is as long as your out-breath, it'll bring you into focus. Like there's beings who are cognitively popping into focus. This world's resonating with it now. You know what I mean by like, if I climbed into a swimming pool that was 15 degrees, I'd feel 15 degrees. This place was Kali Yuga. It was a dark age. It was cosmic, spiritual winter. It was spiritual winter. It's now, and now we jump from spiritual winter. Oh, right. Well, we're in a spiritual summer now. So by default, your crops will defrost. By default, you will illume. But in the next 1,000 years, it's not going to be, people are going to be like, oh, so what? I'm God, you're God, big deal. Like in the golden age, the wisdom becomes uncared. Like people don't care. They're like, that's nice. They care for different reasons as the place blooms, and then when it peaks in a golden age. But if it's easy to meditate, but then nobody does. And that's why the golden age ends eventually. And then Kali Yuga, everyone suffers. Who am I? Why have I got disease? Why do my children hate me? I had them as an insurance policy so that I have company later. Kali Yuga is terrible. Because at the end of the day, it's all just the world you live in is a remnant of you turning your face away from God. In other words, from your true nature. So they literally, the reality is a replicating offspring of your sin. Literally, sin means to forget your pure divine nature. So during Kali Yuga, you just replicate your sin. Then you get Bodhisattvas and you get masters who agree to go to the planet to relieve half of its karma. Because the difference between being in a state of not knowing and having your karma half released is supposed to create enough gratitude in the sentient beings that they go, oh, and then they take on their own journey. They actually cognitively become spiritual. They choose to return to their natures. Otherwise, planets that refuse, just disease. They get more mental illness, and then they get diseases. It's a byproduct of the perpetually ignoring your nature. You exist in perfection or in disease. And if you're not engaging your perfect nature all the time, you slip into disease and forgetfulness. And then if it's really bad, you fall into the rebirth cycle. You get your memory wiped, which is a form of mercy as well. Who wants to believe, like the lady that did the thing with the raccoon recently? Will we see something in our life? Yes, now in the next 2 years. That's why I'm so like put into fifth dimension gear, is that the aliens, we make full contact. You can say this clear to people's faces, and they can say you're stupid and crazy and nuts, and you can go, I'm not. Early 2026, 2027 the latest. And you can smile in their faces, and it's 2 years around the corner. It's not even that long. COVID was a direct, a lot of conspiracy theories were proven as fact during COVID. So it's like a lot of, like, I've been at this for 20 years. I got friends who are like, oh God, Garth, you're talking about aliens again. And I'm like, I just grin at them when I step in, and I'm like, oh, is it? So you don't believe aliens are real? Do you believe you're real? I get this kind of, actually, especially if they know me, and have known me since school, I get hectic. I'm like, you think, because Garth got bad marks, you think I'm the stupid one here? And then they do the disclosure. I inbox every single one of those people. It's disclosure. Oh, what the government, they admitted it. They admitted they got down spaceships. They admitted they reverse engineering. Oh, who said that? Let me remember. Who said that? Oh, God said that for the last 20 years. Come on, validate me. And they'll go, no, it's wrong. And then they're like, adore aliens. And then I'm like, listen, I'm going to make a full-on alien landing with spaceships, and I'll make them ask for me. That's me just rubbing it in, their egos. Like, so that everyone's like, oh my God, aliens came to Earth, and they asked for Garth. What the fuck? He gets like bad marks and stupid Jim Carrey impressions. It's like, that's what I want you to think. How many dimensions are there? I don't think it's worth talking about more than 15. We live in a 15-dimensional time matrix. You got to transcend it, or it'll murder you through old age, if you're lucky. And then literally, you have a name, right? You have a name. Say your name is Bob, and you live in this thing called let's call it reality. What is it? Wouldn't you want to know what it is? No, that human told me what it is. What is it? It's a place where we have children and grow old and die. And if you want, you can go to church and hedge your bet, get an insurance policy, just in case there is something after this. The average human's like, there's something after this, man. It's a flash in the pan. Life happens and it's over afterwards. Let's make the most of it. Let's leave a legacy, have some kids. What if you're wrong? What if that person over there is wrong, and they're just doing what the church and state bred them to do? Wouldn't you want to know for yourself? It's like, no, well, there you go. Because that them that's wrong is actually the you that thinks that it knows, or that its par level of understanding is that it doesn't understand, doesn't want to understand, and that reality that replicates means I replicate, and reality that wipes its own memory because it is a blind spot of itself will put you to amnesia. So therefore I'm going to eventually get amnesia put on me through old age and dying and recycling myself back into the birth cycle. So basically this is hell. And you don't know it. But you go, no, I got 80 years where I can pretend I live a life. And I'm like, no, that's hell. It's hell. Because eventually the next life you're going to have less chance of remembering, and and eventually you're going to have some karmas where you're going to hold on to animosity because your government overtaxed you. You overtaxed you because you refused to go back to your nature. So your government is a reflection of your average relationship with yourself. Everybody is. You're in the wars. Your average relationship with yourself is to criticize others for being bad and wrong. Hence, you're at war with yourself. And then the world you're in bunches up on itself and goes to war. Welcome to the metaverse. And so that's it. That's it. 101. Ascended Master Garth explained it to you one more time. And that's all I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to explain it again and again 3 different ways. Over and over and over and over. So you've got opportunity for... It's literally, think about it. That is salvation. The opposite of that is I don't know that I don't know, and I'm going to have my memory wiped, and I'm going to try and reconcile with my own energy, because that's what it is. You meet somebody, it's your own energy. You then marry them, cool, who cares? You then replicate with your own energy, and now I'm hanging out with myself in a form of a family. Great, that can be good for some people. You want to replicate some more? Because you're fabricating something out of nothing, which is quite cool. But what do you want to make of it? And with that said, there is the truth that I know I'm God. I know my school is an illusion. I know my friends are aspects of myself. I love the camaraderie. We play sports together. I think Sally is very cute. I hope to go to the same high school as her. And then I do, and she's my high school sweetheart, and we get together, go to prom, and I win the derby, and we have the 4 children, and we get a tractor, and our kids have kids, and there's no disease in the whole family, and no dramas. And we then have grandkids, and I even get to see 2 of my great-grandkids come into existence. And then I go to sleep one night and pass away gently. That exists. Billions of that exists. And that some souls are like, that's what I want. I'm going to go to Earth. I haven't got any karma. This is my life. I'm going to meet this part of myself. And I'm going to gently, I'm going to incarnate. I'm not going to... And at no point does that person forget what they are and what it is. And has a beautiful life and thanks God gently at the end of its life. And in fact, it knows that it's God. Thanks itself for the opportunity to have experienced it. You get master souls like that too. I'm just not here for them. I'm here to help the other guys that don't know that they don't know. And also kind of have a suspicion. Have a feeling of what I know, but they can never put it into words. When Googling, that's a lot of revelations happening. And I wonder if that explains some dreams I've had about dying brutally. Yes. You mentioned sending 80 the other day, but then you tapped into... Oh, hectic. I wonder what that was about. I'm not coming back. Exactly, Blue Door. Exactly. No, exactly. No, I wouldn't come back to this. Well, then, yeah. That's what, I say that from the 2 sides of the place that I can say it. Meaning, I wouldn't come back to this, but this isn't going to stay this. This isn't this. This is a perpetually refining existence because I'm here. Earth's been officially hijacked. Officially. In fact, I'll change the name to Agartha. It's actually 6th dimensional. I don't know. Well, I know what the other spiritualists are on about. I wouldn't want to arm wrestle them spiritually. Because it comes down to this. It's holographic. If somebody says it's something and I say it's something else, it comes down to who's actually expressing it more accurately. Who can resonate a greater truth. Because everything is true to someone, somewhere, sometime. What I just said now, that every being is having the same experience. They're just translating it from their point of view. So the soul has a good life to call home. They're a sacred place in space and time. Absolutely. I like what you take from what I say. I think so too. In the sense of that it's, the law of diminishing return. Anything that gives you pleasure over time will lose its value. We are now going from a Kali Yuga into a golden age, and things are only going to get better. So it's almost like we're reversing that law. No, let's stick to the one of God building a backstory. Because that was always my thing at like a 4-year-old. Like, can God remember its beginning? It's like, I don't know, Garth, can you? In other words, if this moment is all moments composited, it might as well be my origin story. It might as well be where God came into existence. From my point of view. Because if you don't lose your memory or nature, you can just stack. You can start stacking God potency on itself. With these powers, I could become a superhero. Or a shitty Jim Carrey impersonator. Lady! Thank you! It said that you subscribed. Le Masterpiece. She's French. Le Masterpiece. Lady. You're my thingy. And I don't know the lyrics. But I know. And I love you. I am not. Reminiscianu. I know you are, Deanna. Back at you. You're a masterpiece, written by the hands of God. You're like, I created myself. Oh, I remembered now. I remember what I want to say about Mr. Cole, my science teacher, that I ended up studying Hebrew with. I remember now. So we used to go on a Tuesday and a Thursday and fetch his mother from an old age home. And then we would take her to the beach, to go look at the beach. And she was in that perfect senile state where she was like dilly but pleasant, and then she would sing Christian songs. And the one song she would sing was, "Today's the day the Lord has made for us. Today's the day the Lord has made for us." And I try to sing along with it, even though I didn't know the lyrics. Because she was so sweet. She was so nice. And then so now my thing is, this morning I wake up, I'm like, to my wife, I'm like, "Today's the day the Lord has made for us. Lord better not fuck it up. I'm relying on him to make the day nice." And the Lord's like, "God, that's not your day, it's my day." I'm like, "I'm never giving it back, Lord." And then I run away with the day. I know, I've got a weird imagination. Point is, just remember, everybody, today's the day the Lord has made for you. Better get it right. I need to unlock my clairaudience. Okay. I don't know. I switched my clairaudience off. So my guides can't talk to me. Like sometimes my mom will try to talk to me. And then I'll be like, "Okay, leave me alone. I'm not tidying my room." It's actually quite hectic. I set time aside to talk to my mom guides. Otherwise they won't stop talking to me. And I'm like, "Guys, I could be schizophrenic. Stop it." Because in life, they knew that I could easily go mentally ill. If I am grounded, I'd be mentally ill. If I didn't care to explain myself to people, then it'd be like, he's crazy, he's talking nonsense in circles, he's not making any sense. So now that they're my guides, I'm like, have a little respect, guys. You can't talk to me all the time, like you're crazy. Not to mention half the time I don't want to hear what they have to say. Like, if I want to do something, I'll do it. If my mom asks me, I don't want to do it. This is the weirdest thing. And I can just be wanting to do it. And she says, "Don't you want to do that?" I'm like, I was about to, but no, I don't now. Which is just, you can't say it's ego, because the opposite's also true. You don't do everything someone asks you to do. That's just silly. And also, you've got your own governance, your own free will. They're singing "Give Me Poetry." Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's rad. Mostly riddles, yeah. Spirit's got a weird nature. The Spirit's like, "What are you talking about? You should see how convoluted you guys are from our point of view. It's so simple from our point of view. We're trying to unknot your impossible knot." What's that? If that's so true, if we were mind blocked because I forgot grounding. Yes. Gotta ground. Otherwise you end up like, because all your thoughts are the collective. And an ungrounded person, they'll just keep talking as if their thoughts were also said. And then you end up, what you are saying minus the thoughts make no sense. Therefore you're a schizophrenic, ungrounded freak. Bipolar, manic, get some lithium. But it's not true. You bring me 10 ungrounded psychotic people, I'll have them sorted in half an hour. I'll be like, "Hey, listen here. You're God, this is a dream, this is all energy." They're like, "Yeah, we know." Because they'll know all that stuff back to front. And so you're basically trying to commune with yourself. But everyone isn't isn't accepting you. So you keep redesigning your metaphorical conversation with yourself to eventually, hopefully, get acceptance. Hey, schizophrenic weirdo, accept yourself. Have a commune with yourself all the time and you won't be schizophrenic. Oh, and touch a tree and ground. Oh, and are you sleeping properly, you fuck? The schizophrenic girls laugh. Because everyone's like, "Oh, good if you treat the mentally ill person nicely." No, honestly, real. Talk to yourself. And then are you eating? They're gonna say no. Schizophrenic, manic, ungrounded person's gonna go, "No, I don't need to sleep. I sleep an hour a day. I'm God. I'm here for a very special mission." I'm like, "Yeah, you are, but you can pace yourself. Why don't you sleep and eat some food?" Because then I'll lose connection with spirit. Exactly. Then you can regain it with stability. I know the collective schizophrenic's like, "God, he says makes so much sense." I didn't dabble in that so that I couldn't figure out how it works so that you could go through it some more. You don't need to. The schizophrenics are our spiritual powerhouses. All those mentally ill people should be grounded and practicing some kind of spiritual practice, helping people see the magic in reality, the non-physical magic. They should not be in a mental institution or on the side of the road talking to a lamppost. Although maybe the lamppost needs the camaraderie. Brighten up. Tomorrow will get better. What? Oh. Like, what? No, I don't know. I thought the thing, if offended, insulted me. What? The lamppost. It looked depressed. I was talking to it and trying to cheer it up. Shame. Not really, actually. I'd say shame, but not really, because the individual can handle it, and this too shall pass, and like a Saiyan, Super Saiyan, every time you go through something, trying times, you do end up exiting with greater strength. Spiritual fortitude. So true, I told my husband, understand psychosis on the next level. Exactly. No, but Blue Door, but this is what it's about. It's so important. My mom was like, technically, no, she wasn't though, because she was still a great teacher to me. But she was it's weird. I can't even say she was a waste. But she was the most psychic, intelligent person you're going to meet without that final knowledge. Without that final grounding, without the final self-acceptance, without the final knowledge. She's always hanging out with herself. She still had a schizophrenic relationship with Jesus. She thought he was something else. Mom, it's you. Hey, Mom, I'm you. Mom. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, God. Precious blood of Jesus. I pray the prayer. God damn it, mother. Stop with the rituals. Jesus saved me in the spirit. Mom, stop it. You're going to go psychotic. You shouldn't interrupt me when I'm praying to Jesus. And then I get through to her. I'll be like, yeah, but he wants me to tell you that I'm you, then you him, you. You want me to tell you to stop that spiritual schizophrenic behavior. God is one. You're sinning every time you separate God from itself. And then she'd go, yeah, God, okay, you got a point. All I know is that the nuns taught me that Jesus. And then she goes back to her, because she was in a convent. I'm like, yeah, he is. It is right. He is what it is. But Femme Patel, bless you so much. Yesterday, I went and meditated for an hour, and every subscriber, I was like, okay, let's show them. Let's synchronize their worlds. Let's make things happen. Let's give them the signs and the symbols. Let's bless them. I mean, put a bunch of money in their bank accounts for no reason. I literally went to town yesterday on like blessing you guys. Like sneaky. Like in my energy, I was like, okay, this person must discover this, and then they must be like, oh, did Garth do that? And I'm like, and then I basically left energetic presence in all of your worlds. And I spent like last night in the astral. Look at my goosebumps. And that's me ruining it. I always do that. I always like I'll give my wife something for birthday, and then I'll 2 weeks before I'll give it to her because I can't keep it a secret. But you guys are in for the most amazing blessings. Keep quiet, gosh, shut the fuck. I'm gonna slap myself in the face. Because I'm gonna start explaining how I do it. I basically take a spiritual thumbprint from you guys. And it shows me your supernature, where my supernature is eclipsed by your supernature. And I say to myself, if I was that supernature, what would I want most from God? And then I literally get the mind of God winks at me. And I would facilitate that for them. Because the mind of God goes, I will simultaneously facilitate that for you. And I'm like, but I don't need any more. And God's like, that's the beauty of God. You get to share your greatest joy with your greatest self. And then it exponentials. And then it becomes unique combinations of that. So that the next person doing their art is an expression of your eternity. You know how cool it is to celebrate somebody who's you get what I'm saying? That's a 9D, perfectly clean third eye. Where your mind is like a diamond. It has 4 levels to it and has facets, 72 facets. If you can perfectly polish all your facets, then everybody just becomes another aspect, and it becomes very clear that you're looking through your mind at itself. That's 9. You ground that 9D crystalline grid. It's Christ. It's your Christ over self. I just chill there. I'm gonna chill there. I'm gonna chill there and have a look over total creations. Radical alignment. Amen. I'll do meditation for everyone here tonight. a femme fatale, expect ridiculous things. I'm talking, and I'm talking base ridiculous things like, oh, guess what? They took photo. They Facebook. Oh, sorry. Here's $40 million, and then don't be like surprised. And then don't be surprised if like you got family members going, hey, I recently got some thing, I won a lotto, and here I want you. Here's $1 million, but don't talk about it, please. I want the rest of the family bugging me. Next person going, hey, Uncle Steve died. He left you the farm. Why? I don't know. He liked you. And then you don't know that Uncle Steve had a dream 4 months before he passed, and he's like, no, that's my special nephew getting the land. And then you go, cool, we're doing a healing center here. Spirit's going to rig reality for you guys, basically, long story short. It really does. It's like, think about it, you can timeline hop, where the past is different, Mandela effect. All you need is one leaf to be like this, to set a bunch of things in motion, where luck comes your way perpetually. And then you just look for some aspect of yourself that would need it more than you do, and then you share. That's called heaven. Now that we've hit that critical mass, it's not just some, oh God, stop giving your shit away. Well, I'm not. It's like, no, it's energy, and we know the science of it, and we know how it returns, and we know how it refines ourselves. So now you can imagine having, all you need is like 10,000, or no, you need 1,000 humans who have the whole planet's economy flowing through them. And then they actively giving it away. Like socialism, basically. A combination of capitalism, socialism, and communism. Meaning on the inside we're all one being, communism. Externally, no, we're not, we're different. Different length hair. So we're capitalists. I'm going to take advantage of my length hair and my skills. So will you. Capitalism. Socialism. The whole system is always trying to balance itself. It's always trying to redistribute its wealth. On levels, not just financial. Education, joy, goodwill. Why? Because it replicates on a quantum level. A planet that shares thrives. Literally the hive mind, like, the part where it's like, why? And I answered, and then it's like, oh. I always go quiet after statements. I get to see what the collective is going to vibrate back at me. Meditation can be as little as a minute, and you're benefiting. And then you don't want to go longer than, say, 10 minutes the first, say, week. And then in the second week, you can go longer to 15 or 20 minutes. And don't go longer than half an hour in the first 3 months. You will burn your nervous system, basically. Exactly, Rick. That's exactly what we're all going to do. And it's exactly that when you win the lotto. Ascension Industries. Call it Ascension Industries. We just bought up 80% of BlackRock stock and Vanguard. We're like China beating America at its own capitalistic game. No offense, America. Because China did that. They're like, here's a province. We're gonna experiment with capitalism in a province because and then they end up like doing the best capitalism that there is. Spirituals are the same. We're gonna get into materialism. I like the way the stock exchange works. It reminds me of a spiritual truth. I like the way that the compound interest and the with the gold silver reserves, it reminds me of my spiritual fortitude. Because everything in reality is a spiritual shadow. If you know the source, the shadows are easy to master. I'll say the word manipulate. But I mean like the way you manipulate clay to make something useful. Not the way you manipulate your income so you don't have to pay tax. I think of another example. Grounding shoes. That's rad. I wonder what they're in. I wonder if there's copper in them or what's in the grounding shoes. Smoky quartz. Interesting, hey? The idea of being able to have shoes on, so my feet are going to say, and then I'm also grounded still. Classic concept. But get hold of them and invest right, like in the right way. We listen, I'll give you 20%, but I want 20%. Now spirituals are clever. You're all selfless. So you just go, no, that's fine, let's have it. I want the thing to thrive. and then it comes back like tenfold. It is genius as far as I'm concerned to be selfless with your energy. Selfless. Why? Because the universe is like, oh, you're treating me like you're being generous. I'll show you generous. And then it always it's a dimensional truth. There's a threefold kickback on a fifth dimension, not on a fourth dimensional level. On a fifth dimensional level, it's a tenfold kickback. Because that's how the universe is replicating. Copper, I thought so. So copper, stone, and even have moss or grass material. That's so rad. Yo, dragonfly, let's go! There's lots of dragonflies down here by this nature reserve, and then there's a picture, photos of what lady with the dragonfly on her finger, and I'm like, how did you get that to do that? I want a dragonfly picture. So then I was sitting by the river there, going, dragonflies, land on my finger, please. Dragonflies. And then I was thinking, it would be such a good story, dragonflies. I tell my TikTok friends that I got a dragonfly land on my finger. It didn't happen though. I could be like a Disney fairy if you just bestow your presence on my finger. Dragonflies! And they're giant ones there though, flying around blue, like blue, blue, blue. Anyway. Do you really, Kundalini? Dude, I'm so looking forward to meeting you. All of you guys. Can you imagine we all rock up at an event that we do like a workshop together and we all get to meet each other. And then like the event lifts off the ground. We're like, what's happening? Like too much vibration in the same space. Everybody split up. Everyone go in different directions and keep running until the vibrations stop. What would happen if we all met? Because it'd be very high vibrating people. I know it's arrogance in a way, but I know what I am and my level, and I know that if people are magnetized to me, that they're the same and greater, and or greater. We're equal or greater. Because I've tapped into some people's Akashic records in my readings where I'm like, no. This person is next level. In other words, if I've tapped into people whose current potential and nature is better than mine, where my gumption got me here. My stupid self-belief. Like as in, if I want to ascend and become me, there are other beings that would be more qualified. And I got here because I went, well, if I were to jump the queue, how would I? And I've rigged it. I've actively, spiritually shoved myself forward. There's other beings who are already further forward naturally. And if they were taken aside and said, listen, you've actually got this potential. This is your life things. This is what you can do. Like if they were born in like a Tibetan temple, the yogis would pull that person aside. The people that are read for, then go, listen, you've got a greater karma, you've got this, here's some special teachings, here's a special room to go meditate by yourself. You're going to be one of our lamas, you're going to be one of our temple presidents later, because you're an adept, specialer being. I've read for people like that, where I have to say they're better than me, meaning if I used my magnifying glass to look at reality, I can see their magnifying glass is better and bigger and brighter and more expansive. I can just see it. And that's all six and below, six Akashic record and below. But above that, it gets so unified that their perfect thing that's greater than mine is mine. That theirs and mine actually are impersonal, not mine, and they dance, and I'm actually both. Then when you go further up the dimensions, so past 16. In fact, past 6, you might stop talking to people. You might as well stop talking to people. Because you're not really talking to them. You're talking through your parallel self. At your parallel self. About your parallel self. I just find that it's such an simpler equation. Because the opposite is to imbue difference. And then that's to create separation. I used to practice that, then had a map. Don't worry about focusing thoughts, practice watching them, labeling them. Very good advice, Barbara. There, blue door, exactly. coffee. Mm-hmm. Toria, good morning. It's 7:58 here in the morning. Mm-hmm. I was thinking the same thing, Deanna. It was really cool. Barbara and Roger should become spiritual speakers. They should talk on things like grief and breath work. And then they should get handed the planet's resources for organizing. Fem Patel, thank you so much. It is Friday. Yeah, I'm in a really good mood now. Because my wife went away for like a day and a half for like some seminar. She's a manager of a hardware store, so the whole country's that gathered. Quite fun, actually. And then she came home with a lot of loot. You know, loot? He calls it loot. Like lanyards and... How's this pack of pens? Pretty cool, eh? All the pens I could ever want. And even things like a USB... Full-on loot. Like free shit. You mean loot? No, free shit. Free stuff like this. Like notebooks and... I like this kind of thing. I'm like a weirdo. I'm like a womble. I'm like, what's this? Oh, this is an ancient device. What's it for? Oh, I know. Oh, this is a licorice flavored one. What they used to do back in the day, a lot of people used to be afraid of horses. Horses used to actually have fangs, and these things they put them under the doors, so that when the horses came, they could be like, oh no, fang horses are here. Quickly, let's write some poetry in the attic. Very rare. There's only 3 of these left. Creation. That makes more sense to me than what I was presented with when I got born on this planet. A lot of stuff was back to front. Like, you just making this shit up now? And on a level it was. It was my karma in real time writing a backstory. I hate journaling, yeah. No, this is for, what's his name? It's a thingy. It's a magic book, basically. I use it for some very special reason. And a lot to do with the people that have subbed and the people that are interacting with me. Basically blessing them, empowering them, balancing them. It's a dream. I think to my wife this morning, I've technically got an ashram. I've got an ashram and students. Technically. Like, if I had to go back 2 years and someone said to me, what would you do if you were in this situation? I would be actually doing so much more. You know what I mean? I'd be doing so much more. Anyone who subbed, like, I would basically be doing, like, every week, I'd be messaging individuals that have subbed to me, giving them updates, giving them a little word of encouragement or advice, or just that little thing that you need. You go, oh no, that's so cool, thank you, I needed that. Basically, when we help each other align, we help. Like, our natural nature to be love and to love kicks in. So, like, whenever I've helped someone, then I get a sudden radiation of love that I was even able to help them, that they even wanted me to, that the situation exists, that I exist. There's so many levels that I appreciate simultaneously when alignment kicks in. It's addictive. That's all there is. It's like, I feel like Iron Man. It's the next mission, that's all there is. The next assist. The Celestian Prophecy, the 10th and 11th insights cover this. We have a community of people who have the 9 insights. And they're always metaphorically assisting each other. It's really incredible when you help others. It is. But I really get all circuits. I get how it enhances my understanding of myself, or refines it and polishes it. And that there's an actual other human out there. And that your whole life, because your good and bad things you've experienced, have made you sensitive enough to give a shit to actually assist someone. And then you realize that suffering isn't for nothing. It can give you a sensitivity to others. And then it becomes levels and levels of gratitude. Because all of it works together to bring the situation about. And then my thing is, just don't be under a delusion that you're helping others. Finish the circuit. You're basically you're pulling yourself out of hell. From a God point of view, from a certain level of God, you're helping yourself. You're literally assisting yourself. You're the hero you've been waiting for. So yes, you're going to help others, but on a ninth dimensional level, you're reminding yourself what you forgot. You're helping yourself and yourself. You are alone. You are eternity. You are God. If I go, I did it for them, eventually that's going to be a false I, a false self. There is, because the them that is you is truer than the them that's not you. Therefore, I didn't help them. And the help that I gave was given to me by me, by a greater self. So the circuit's complete. You don't exist. I stand in service to myself, my true self. Others go, oh, ego. I'm like, oh, because you don't understand how everything is the true self. If you did, you would know you stand in service to the self. My Lord, what do I require from myself? I require that you continue the way you are. Thank you, Lord. And then be happy. Your joy resonates the world with greater happiness. That which you do unto the self, you do unto the all. It's like a third dispensation. No, it's true. It's true. Because Jesus did the fourth initiation when he said, forgive them. I'd say fifth initiation is, I am them. I shouldn't have let it go this far. Because if my job is to, align and does me letting, it does, clever. He went hard, Gee, Sananda went hard. He's like, listen, I'm just going to break this karmic wheel quickly. And I was like, how? And he's like, I'm gonna let them do their thing to me. Sure. A badass, basically. Because it'll work, but it's you crazy. Crazy meaning I'm not gonna stick my hand in an actual pit of vipers. Like if you had a box of actual vipers, the ones that will try and they could bite you. And I wouldn't put my hand in there. Crazy, man. How about $100 billion and all your family can live great forever? No. How about salvation for the souls of eternity? I don't care. I'm not letting the freaking Romans crucify me. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, but I can reload. 3 days later, I'll be back in the same matrix. They'll never get rid of us ever again. Like, okay. Little brother's crazy, man. So you do that and I'll meet you on Earth 2,000 years later. He did it. Guys, he did it. He let them murder him. He's still there. He's got a grip on the astral realm. I'm incarnating. Let's go. And then the planet just gets fucking light workers incarnate on here and take the place back. What about the people who are very self-destructive? What about them? Relative to that question, you know what I mean? There's a part of you that's so perfect. You asking that question is destructive. They know not, exactly. That reality is illusionary. And was taking it on. That's why he still went, Father, why have you forsaken me? Meaning, it was a complete universe reset. Complete universe reset. Karmic wheel was snapped. Because we're in a timeline. There's a timeline where him and Pontius Pilate, where he didn't get crucified. Where he walked in and said some stuff to Pontius. Pontius was like, that's hilarious. You're great. I like you. You're Jewish. He's like, yeah. And then they went on to create a Roman Jewish hybrid state where they realized it's the same thing. Oh, that happened, and they went underground and became the one world government who decided to brand the countries and create segregation in general in any way that they could. More segregation, more money. Or actually more segregation, more control. More reason for illusionary borders of the mind. You can come out now. They're underground. They're living underground. Waiting for us to get culled so they can go to the surface. Who wants a vax? You get this little thing of chips if you get vaxxed. Ooh, cup of coffee. You want a cup of coffee, don't you? I've been vaxxed 9 times. And I'm fine. Mm-hmm. Do you actually have to read and learn anything? Yes. Well, me, yes. I spent 23 years basically reading and thinking and meditating continuously. So not a day went by in the last 23 years that I'm not on this mission, on this. Like, I'll get up now from the live and I'm still thinking in these terms. Is ascension just Kabbalah? I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, actually, in a way, you could say so. Because if you think about it, a Jewish person who knows Kabbalah, because they say you only should start studying it when you're 40, and you've got a family and you're established. Otherwise, you could go, woo! A person who studies it, a Jewish person, a mystic Jewish person, knows that there's 72 ways to look at something, because there's 360 degrees looking at itself. So it's 72. Just it's easy to break it down to 72. And on the Jewish High Council, they've got 72 people sitting on 2 tables. What my story? Oh, the entire Enlightenment code is in the Jewish culture, if you know what I'm saying. Their stories are nothing. The allegories are nothing. So an enlightened rabbi knows everyone as self, and will know the Jesus story as a allegory about the concluding of the self. So mystic Jewish people have a horizon of enlightenment, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Kabbalah is ascension. As soon as you move from 3rd to 4th, you're ascending. So yes. It is surface. Yeah, I would say it's surface. But and now that I'm saying that, I'm getting some energies from some rabbis and some Jewish mystics. I'm better off saying all is equal to self. It's the best thing I can say right now. It'd be stupid to say anything else. All is equal to the self. The self is God. No, you judge God. Leave me alone. What about equal to the self is my answer. You go and judge yourself. You go judge God. Because that's what it comes down to. All is equal to the self. Otherwise you're judging God and the self. Projecting and then judging. You've ascended. Well done, everybody. It's done now. Now you just enjoy because now what's going to happen is you're naturally going to transmute the energies that haven't been transmuted yet. What's that? It's me. No, it's a rabbit, you idiot. No, it's me. It's an holographic illusion. Okay, and I know what it represents, and I know what it reflects. The mind of God. What about when your attention is inside you? Aha, exactly. Now the mind of God is communing with itself. What's that over there? It's the mind of God. It's my reflection. No, it's not. It's a door handle. No, it's not. It's a mind of God. It's a freaking holographic reflection of my nature. Oh, do you mean it's a reflection of your doors of perception? I got a handle on my perception. Yes. Yes, correct. I think the Debated Book of the Dead is going to be my next. It's so good. I love it. It must be. It's so good. It's basically Inky Dinky Spider with conditions. You're in a certain condition. And then this condition is to that condition, what this condition is to that condition. I just get this giant Inky Dinky Spider walking up and down the water spout from it. And then there's also the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which is a similar version. Not really. They got a different mythology of the soul journey. And they're the same thing. That's why I like the game of how is everything the same? And it's because things have a mental plane that if you go above the mental plane, the thing isn't a thing. The thing is a conduit. I came up with a new word. It's an archiholotype. No, No, an archeholotrope. There, that's the word. It's a archeholotrope. Everything is an archeholotrope. My word, I made it up 2 days ago. It's made up of archetype, hologram, and a trope. Because you get tropes in comedies and dramas, tropes. It's little set pieces. Reality is a bunch of set pieces that are holographic. And it's archetypal. Archetypal holotrope. I made up a word, I'm a genius. What's that? It's a archetypal trope. What is that? It's another one of those holotropes. Archeholotrope. To avoid explaining anything, since I see visuals, I just say it's all the same. And yeah, exactly. Just jump to there. Jump to everything equals everything. Archeholotrope. That's my word. Archeholotrope. And you spelled it perfectly, Barbara. Because it is archetypes. An archetype is where it's something that you get once you transcend story. Ark of the Covenant, hence a rainbow. Hence, instead of drowning in the waters, I have the promise of a sevenfold truth. God, your poetry is so beautiful. Rad, that'd be so cool. Because it is a word. If you popularize it, people know what they're using it for. You know, like, it is what it is. You can use the word archeholotrope to replace it is what it is. But this dude who was way too into esoteric occult and thinks I don't know anything, and conversation is not a word. And you need more things to read, but listen to. Do that. The reading list, Celestine Prophecy. Just listen to it. Conversation with God books. Just listen to it. There's a bunch of the Wushu Masters, the Dancing Wushu Masters is pretty good. All Richard Bach's books are good. Convince him less than just sit there and tries to. Guys are like that. Sorry. Guys can tend to be competitive. It's weird. Everything you say is like a challenge. It's like, no, not a challenge. Not competing. Some masculine energies are that way. There's like yesterday, for example, like the guy that I bought the gummies from, he came to drop them off, and he's like, cool, I'm gonna come upstairs and talk to you, like into my house or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's fine, I've got cats. I'd rather not disturb them. And then he's like, I've got cats too. I'm like, oh, okay. How does that change anything? You know, it was like a competition, like a thumb war he was trying to have with me. And I was like, no. Sometimes people misunderstand what's being said and they think it's a challenge or a competition of some kind. The Untethered. That sounds like a great book. But that's hilarious. That's Bruno's story. Hey, Rick, he blamed you. He blamed you for the neighbor's death because you saw it. That's Bruno's story. That's freaking... We don't talk about Bruno. Have you been living in the walls and shit? Literally have to say and shit, because where is Bruno going to go number 2? Let alone number 1. In the walls. No one in his family was like, God damn it, Bruno. What's wrong with you? And he's like, I've been hiding in the walls ever since you blamed me on predicting the future. We don't care about that. It's the walls are filling up with a terrible smell. We know you love the tacos, Bruno. There it is, Encanto, exactly. It's exactly that. That's hilarious. You should say, listen, I have a confession to make. It was me, I did it. I killed the neighbor, I'm Bruno. And you're gonna win the lotto 2 days from now. And then just slap him with a good version of that straight away. Watch his two brains fight. Which one do I entertain? The one where she said she did it, or the one where she's using the same powers to give me money? And then scream, fuck yeah, and then run away, and then hide behind a bush. But don't hide properly, like half outside of the bush, so you're like not really hidden. Why would you do that? Because it's random. God wouldn't expect that. The Alchemist, great book. Power of Now, great book. Anything I haven't read. Finding Aaron. Those are 2 books I'm going to go look into now. Yeah, I said say do that. No, but no, now go do it. I'll do it today as well. I'll go buy lotto tickets as well. Everybody here, let's go buy lotto tickets. The least amount, like whatever the least amount of money to spend. We don't need lots of lines of numbers. Our karmic luck is on another level. Because I had the opportunity to invade the planet full on 2 years ago with aliens, full on old school, take over governments, announce to everybody that their governments have been hijacking their timescapes, and literally just take over. It would have been a karmic ego backlash. I chose not to. I chose to integrate slowly. And so I've got such a huge karmic thing that I'm actually asking there's a karmic council. I'm asking them to distribute it amongst my subscribers instead of. It's good strategy. It's like if I was playing Risk, instead of expanding, rather concentrate. Expand a bit, but then concentrate that expansion hardcore so that the next expansion can't be stopped. Which I see on a spiritual level, individuals' paradigms revealing their nature to them instead of hiding your nature. Your daily paradigm will make you, I'm the one doing all of this. I'm the one that made, you can eventually, once you're in alignment, each individual is the one making it all happen. You're the one making Biden turn around and talk again. You're the one doing it. You'll see that it's a multi-dimensional controller, and it's all based on your holographic relationship with yourself. A golden age, everybody knows that. Then the world events are the individuals are celebrated. Energetically, we're like, I'm going to celebrate that. It's a reflection of my nature, as opposed to, the fuck is lying to us. I hate stuff. Everything is designed to separate and segregate normally because you've got sides, because you're part of a culture. Culture. I was born in a place and a thing and a time, and now I'm that. And I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be born in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now I'm the bad guy. It takes a lot of cognitive dissonance to separate all of us for so long and continue. When the average human just wants to be at peace. And so, I got an idea. Why don't we all just agree to perpetual peace? The whole planet screams, Amen. And it comes down to this, mastery of sentiment. Humans all need to master their sentiment. If we can't master our sentiment, we can't master this. And therefore, we can't master what we do. Therefore, we're going to offend each other. If I judge another, I'm already offending myself. It just hasn't happened yet. Imagine defending yourself from your own judgment, and you don't know it's the back end of the same place. It's fun. Anyway. Reality turns into a living library of this truth. It all becomes like sentiment of it. All the archetypes, all the happenings, all the themes, all the memes, all the mimetic nature of reality. Oh yeah, because when you put a bunch of archie-holotropes together, you get a bunch of mimetic moments. I feel like Johnny Mnemonic. Pulled for the tower, and I decided to have... That's so good. I am the tower moment. Say my name. Tower moment. No, Eisenberg. Oh, Eisenberg. Say my name. Even exhaustion. Lol. Wait, even exhaustion in what relation to what? Dang it, I hate when that happens. Oh, I have trouble getting out of my own way today. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And the thing is, your life is amazing. Because even that, it's true. You can't get out of your own way. And then later, Jesus. I mean that right now. Sananda, thank you. Jesus, the actual soul that did that for us. I'm actually thanking him. Because he really did a job there. Because what happens now is the back end of an actual blockage is a blessing. Because it'll shatter your relationships. That'll then make shards that you will then reform. Literally all things work together for good. The underbelly becomes the light of another belly and blah blah blah. So you should it's a perpetual transmutation or a perpetual alchemism of turning lead, that which would make you crazy, reality, into gold. Gold. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Thank you, mighty obliged, intuitive. I ain't looking for no trouble. I ain't just came downtown to get some hard rock candy and some gingham for my wife. I don't know what gingham is. She goes through about 3 rolls of that shit a week. Ain't looking for no trouble. Thank you so much, intuitive medium. So basically, you're all alchemists. You're all alchemists at the end of the day. You're turning reality, which is lead. Reality is lead. It's a culture of a segregation, is insanity, which will happen if you drink from a lead cup. And the alchemist turns the lead into gold because the molecular structure is so the same. Oh, there. This place was insane. All right, now it's gold. What did you do? I just tilted my head at 23 degrees like the earth. Wait, am I true north now? Yeah, I'm true north now. And that metaphor of the degrees of the earth is the metaphor of the difference between an insane world and me looking at myself in perfection. Welcome to the Illuminati, everybody. That's all the Illuminati are doing. They're saying that the world is me. And you will worship me because I'm you. You don't have to. It's like, stop doing that. What? Worshipping me. Like any god with half, dignity will be like, stop that. I want to be worshipped by myself. Although, it's kind of nice. Can I stop it? You're making me shy. I brought my cat, and the cat That's deep. I don't know what to say to that, Crystal. Like I know what you mean. I hear you 100%. I love cats. All I hear is cats. All I want to say is I love cats. Now I got 2 cats. Like, I'm going to be a lot less inclined to want to travel anywhere and go do anything. Like, even the workshop that I want to do here at Monkey Valley. Mel, go see Monkey Valley. Has anyone looked at the venue that we're going to do the workshop at? It's literally a resort, thatched roofs on the beach. Like, you can walk down to the beach. There's, like, chalets not chalets, there's, like, giant rooms where you could have, like, the workshops. And I used to do stand-up comedy there. The restaurant's amazing. There's, like, 4 restaurants or 3 restaurants. And it's cheap. It's cheap compared to, you're talking, like $40 a night, that kind of thing. Like, stupid, not normal hotel prices. So it's really just the flight if people want to do the workshop getting to Cape Town. Deanna, thank you. And right back at you. Like, really, thank you. I literally sit grinning after my lives because I think about the people that are subscribed and the ones that are saying things like you just said. Like 2-3 people a day will say something like that. Do you know how badly humans want to hear that? God, just take the compliment. No. It's all we all want to hear. We all want to hear that we're useful to each other. So you realize as an alchemist, as a spiritual enlightened guru, which you all are, I don't care if you think you don't know this stuff. You do. You wouldn't be attracted to me if you weren't. You get to do the same for others. If somebody that you see is you and you can help them, they helped you as well. In giving you receive and receiving you give. It's the simultaneous equation. So what I'm saying is you can also do that for others. I'm saying to myself, I'm going to do that for others. I'm going to, give the student the gratitude. Because that student is still God, pretending. Even if the student's convinced, it's still God pretending. But I said that to my mom. I said, I know you're God, and I know you're pretending, it's fine. Because it's true. It's true. The individual can go, it's not, I guess, I'm not trying to pretend, I actually forgot, but thanks for reminding me. My new thing now is like, fuck you, I'm not playing along anymore. I'm going to go, I know what you're up to, you're pretending, you're on display, so that I can present a greater nature to you later. So the jig is up, basically. Or sometimes you're ungrateful, it should trigger you. You should say, like, who should I be grateful to? I made everything. You know those atoms that manifest your meat puppet? I make those. You say that at them because it's true. They also do, but don't tell them that. On a level, there's a level where we're both the same being and we made the atoms. I love the idea of being like arrogant spiritualist and then, eccentric. So you need money, lots of money, so you can be eccentric. I'll be like, excuse me, ungrateful to who? I made the atoms. You know that starlight you look at? Me. I made that. Everything you are, I made. Do I ask for gratitude? No. Why should I be grateful to myself? You stupid fuck! Oh, and by the way, namaste. You trot off. I like the idea of throwing that in, the verbal abuse. But you scream it in their face. And then calm your energies and go, namaste. Magdalena, good, very good to see you. Toxic positivity is a thing, yes. I concur. No, it is actually, it is. Also, like enthusiastic. In toxicity, yeah. Where you resonating a person into enthusiasm. Don't want to let you down because you're happy, and if they go no, you go, oh. It's fucking manipulative. What was it, Ricky? Well, I'm definitely downloading all these lives, so it will go onto YouTube. It actually looks like it's going to work. And then I uploaded one of my lives, it got like 40 hours of viewership. Which means there's the potential on YouTube now. If I upload the last 2 months worth of lives, download them, get them onto YouTube. There'll be hours and hours of watching there. And Barbara was saying, how do we get me out there more? People stumble across one of my lives. I get pulled. If I watch my live, I have to say, okay, stop watching now. Go away. Leave him alone. Like 20 minutes later, I'm like, I literally sit and stare at myself like this when I watch my live. What the fuck is he going to say next? Because what happens is when I talk in unison with the universal ninth dimensional vibration. So that when I watch my stuff later, it's literally like watching God talk to me about me and everything that is. So I know my lives are addictive. I'm like, what's he going to do next? He's so spontaneous. Meantime, this that's recorded is using the collective's sequencing. And then when I do something original, it's actually original relative to the collective's vibration, which comes across as charismatic. The combination of mirroring and being original, because then the originality will affect you like a pollination, like a cross pollination, an alternative nation. It'll pollinate, and then back to the mirroring and the pollinating occasionally, and the mirroring and the pollinating and the mirroring. Like I will seventh dimensionally swim with everybody when I'm talking, and then go ninth dimension and back to seventh dimension. The mirroring is where that's nice, and this is like, you guys are greater than this when I go ninth. That's what your souls are hearing. I watched it, what it does to me. I was like, no ways, that's pretty cool. And then I realized that the universal amnesia process, samsara, that very thing I do is the inversion of samsara. I embody anti-enlightenment. And I've trained myself for 23 years to be this way. I'm actually a tool. I've trained my meat puppet as a tool. I know when to cross the road. In other words, I know when to synchronize with the ninth dimensional vibration. So I speak as you think, and therefore my words are your thoughts. That's very dangerous, guys. You could start a cult. I know. Call it Spain. We'll speak Spanish. And if we play football, we play only with the people in our cult. They vary, mate, Lena. Pop back more often. Cash. You got money on the horizon, Rick. You got money on the horizon, and that's going to open up a bunch of creative possibilities. The chat seems integral. It is. It is. No, in meditation, God made it clear. I made it clear. As in, I saw it. I am equal. You're all greater, basically. I am your par level. I'm your ninth dimensional par level. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm literally, all I'm here to do is lift you up and put you back down right in front of the never-ending story mirror. I am your luck dragon. The luck dragon, guys. See my little nose? Go look at the picture of a luck dragon right now in the never-ending story and look at me. I literally formed myself to look. I'm your luck dragon, okay? If you know me, I picked you up and you're in my universe, and I will put you right down in front of the gates of your own eternal nature. You can open up your own gates and enjoy heaven. I'm not going to take you over there. I'm going to do for everyone what has been done for me there. And I'm going to acknowledge that everything in creation did it for me. So that any aspect who thinks it hasn't, because it was an example. It would have at some point been part of the superstructure that gave me the opportunity to enlighten. So even if you played a baddie, you're the best. Even if some part of God pretended to forget, it facilitated my remembering. So I shall return it tenfold, because I'm the universe, and that's what the universe does. Oh, you've done it now. You showed me love and acceptance. I'm not used to that. I'm your problem now. God dang it. I told you we should have killed the alien when it crash landed here. Should never have put it into a Truman Show. I will do that, Crystal. And then I'm going to get a laptop in the next 2-3 days, and then I'm going to start designing cool merch. My favorite one's going to be, and I'm going to wear it all the time, the one that says, I didn't choose the spiritual life. My guides tricked me. I think it's so funny. Don't make me pop a meditation in your ass. Okay, that's lame. I'll work on them. I'll still work on them, fuse genres. I will fuse the spiritual genre into any other genre there is. Religious trauma syndrome. See, I know nothing about that, but now my guys are like, okay, here's some notes on it. They started so right now, I would talk as if I know, and I would use my intuition to talk from everyone's point of view. And that's basically that a religion, if you put Christianity, Christianity, into an AI algorithm, it's a psychological lock. It's a psychological lock. It's not designed to liberate you. So a person who uses religion feverishly to try and liberate are actually just tightening the screws. You transcend a religion when you actually benefit from a religion. You don't actually. And so I would say that syndrome would be the individual who's paying the mental consequence of overdosing. Religion is opium for the masses. What do you think? Out of 10, you can give me a 2, I don't care. What do you think, Barbara? Because I made that up on the spot using intuition and my spirit guides. Well, that's the thing, because it's lead. You just asked me what I think about lead. And I'm like, it's terrible, made me crazy. But at the same time, God can transmute lead into gold. So I can take that same Christianity and then go, oh, if I was spiritually karmically constipated, I would have created Christianity. Therefore, I just give it a Holy Spirit enema, and Christianity is perfect. In other words, my thumbprint is still the perfect description of my condition, if you get what it's spiritually. In other words, why did humans permeate Christianity? It's still what we are, right or wrong, locked or unlocked. It gave us perspective. Perspective. See right through that perspective. That was spot on. Serini, I love you. Holy Spirit enema. Yeah, I know, I love that word. Locked it right on. I love that thing. Because I actually saw a lady in a church. She's like, you don't think the Baptists get all excited? She's like, oh man, I see some people in the audience, and I know what you need. You need a Holy Spirit enema. Can I get an amen? And everyone's like, amen. I'm like, she just said Holy Spirit enema. I love that. Because that's what, I had a friend named Candy. She was great. She was rad, very spiritual. And she was like, her boyfriend at the time, she's like, no, I like him a lot. I love him. But he is karmically constipated. But I love him. And to think that she is me and so is he, and that was me at the turn telling me that I'm karmically constipated. Which is true. We're all a bit karmically constipated. You need a bowl of divine prunes. What you need is recently, more people are trying to pull me back into Christianity. Yeah, well, because you need Jesus. That's hectic. But hectic. Shampoo. But you could go there and take over. Tell them you're a prophetess. Tell them to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Tell them it's inside them. Tell them, I refuse to externalize my Creator God. Where is your God now? Here lies a good man. Unhand me, priest. Yeah, I love that. Have you seen that? Where he's like, it's the first time you meet the thing in IT crowd. He kicks the door open, he's like, Father! At his father's funeral. Father! And he runs down the pew and knocks over the casket. Here lies a good man. Where is your father now? Where is your God now? Unhand me, priest. The priest like trying to wrestle with him. I just mobbed her, thank you. That's hilarious. So I actually like to go to church. Like occasionally my wife rolls her eyes. Like every 4 months, I'm like, I'm going to go visit some churches. And then my wife's like, okay, see you later. I'm like, at 9 o'clock, I'm up and early, and then I'm like, which church? Because in my neighborhood, there's lots of them. So you just see which has got the most cars. And you just go there, you walk in. And they're always like, hey, and you get such acceptance, and you get coffee, and there's always donuts and stuff. And then usually, I find it great, because I know life is me. The pastor will talk about whatever I was dealing with that week. So the theme will be the theme. But then halfway through his preaching, he contradicts it. And I'm like, why did you do that? You were doing so well, sir. And then the second half, because life, fourth dimension, reality is going to fold on itself. You might as well put a millstone around his neck. I just say Jesus is bestie, I'm good. Because what happened is, the truth is, if you had to go to church, the truth is you do grasp, you know what I mean, cognitively more. And the truth is, if you say to your pastor, we're God, right? Your pastor's going to shake his head. You're going to look at him in the face, look in the eyes, and you go, we are God, right? And he's going to go, oh, no, my child, no, we're sinful beings. All we can but do is pray to Jesus and hope for the best. Oh, interesting. Fuck you! You know, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you, sir? You know the millstone story? You're a candidate for that shit. If he doesn't say, yes, we are, where two or more gather, that's God. He hasn't even, go back to school, sir. Excuse my language, but fuck off back to the fucking college. The church college, learn your book. You're not qualified to be teaching people about the God nature. They, in their own Bible, should say, when two or more gather, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. All these things shall, where is heaven? The past you got, heaven's inside you. Reality is an extension of you. That which you do unto the other, you do unto the self. Your greatest is your least is your greatest. That's quantum fact. Now, does this church deserve to continue existing? Is it a church? Is it really? Or is it an indoctrination center so we reject our God nature? Can I get an amen? Pastor. That's what you end up doing in the church. Otherwise, the church, you'd end up, spiritual people, you'd have to flip their tables over. Bunch of flipping snakes. At the end of the day, that's a snake. Who's God? Not you. Fuck you. Right? Every adult can understand this now. This isn't some lofty blaspheming. It's simple as God's one, we one, I'm God experiencing myself and my point of view. Is it true? Yes or no? No. God's out there and Jesus is the only one. I would go so far as to say that if it's wrong, isn't it demonic? If it's wrong to keep externalizing my God, won't that create curses? Because I'm going to now curse my creation is not me. There's going to be moments where others are wrong. I'm wrong. It's curses. Christianity, if not understood, doesn't it design cursing? Get what my logic? No, God, no. Okay. Sorry, we got or not? One more time, church. Right now, every Christian was given a piece of paper to vote. Are you God or not? 83%. 83% of Christians will go, no, God's there and Jesus only way, which means you all bought insurance. You were told a story and you bought insurance. 83% of Christians bought insurance. And I can tell you that for a fact. The AI can get that number now. I can tell you how many Christians, how long they've spent, their range, their mode, when they're Christianed up, when they're unchristianed, degrees of, AI's got all that data, degrees of faith, degrees of faking it, degrees of believing again, degrees of quickening amongst the Christians when they actually had spiritual insight due to the gift of discernment. The actual mystical inner worlds of all Christianity. AI can monitor all of this. Nature, there we go. The Christians stole all the rituals from pagans' nature. Fire insurance, absolutely. Absolutely. On hell, just in case. See, that's the other end of the same thing. And that's this. Spirit shampoo, that's this. Row, row, row your boat. Life is a dream. So when I say the church, global bullshit, and all that negative stuff, true. When I say, no, but then again, that's just the church is where I'm at relative to where God's at. Or by potential. That's alchemy. It's lead, yes. But I'm going to make it gold. That person is an ignorant piece of shit, but I'm going to pretend it was me yesterday, and I will accept the focusing. Gold. You get it? It's like, yeah, you're dumb, but you're also great. We're basically rowing. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a fucking nightmare in the mind of God. I'm just kidding. Yeah. What's it? Tangerine. Tangerine, imagine yourself on a river with marmalade skies and tangerine trees. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. I love that. Picture yourself on a boat on a river with Marmalade trees and tangerine skies. What a cool song, man. Lol, voting. I was just talking about the concept today. Christians interpret based on the number of times. Which is actually... So I can go both ways now. I can go... Oh, I can go... I'm going to go... I don't want to go lead. So now I'd basically say that that in a way... You know that glaze over your eyes when you say a word and you don't know what the word means. You say a bunch of words and it's supposed to have a sentiment. The sentence has a sentiment, but the words you don't actually know. And the person then has a glaze. And you're like, what do you mean by that word? They're like, what? No, I just have an idea that I'm trying to influence you with. I don't actually know what the words are that I'm using. That's what it feels like. It feels like lip service. Like, today we stand before each other and knowing today is the greatest and that many years we have waited, but for today is the day we realize our goals together. Together we will achieve, for never again will we let the badness happen, for the goodness will happen to us together today on this day as I say unto thee. It's like you just said a bunch of fucking nothing. That. A person, do they have an inner standing when they say a something? Or do they say a something because of their outer standing? Are you trying to be God or are you God? You see, the human is still playing at that. Are we external, internal, or are we internal, internal? External, you know. Are you first cause or the effect? Are you unified or are you the afterglow? I can do that with everyone except my mom. Campton! Speaking of adept geniuses. You see, Campton just arrived. If you haven't seen Campton's content, go see Campton's content. Do they actually say it out loud, Barbara? Are they actual humans who still say to each other, you're going to burn in hell? Because you know what they're saying? They're actually saying, right now, I'm in hell burning. Because you're living in a renewal existence fire, spiritual fire. And if you don't know that it's all you, you're in hell. If you don't know what reality is, you're in hell. So when they say to you, you're going to burn in hell, they're saying, I am busy burning in hell. Can you help me, please? You don't seem to be burning as much. On a singularity, if you collapsed all the realities, that's what's actually being said. Shame. Really, shame. That actual fear they have for you is their condition. That disgust, that hell. In other words, if I don't take your advice, I'm gonna be in hell. Reverse the reality. Reverse it. They say it's energetically it's the same. It's called BS. Exactly. It's all bullshit. I asked my one friend as a barman, really funny guy, and I was like, asked one day, I was like, what do you believe? Because I've already spoken my beliefs and everyone else had, and he's like, he looks at me and it's like, it's all bullshit. I'm like, yeah, that's a good way of seeing it. That's a great way of seeing it. The way he meant it is like, it is all bullshit. It's all built on itself. You should be able to collapse it all. No conversation should make you get up. Understanding. Outer standing equals programming. That's exactly what I was saying, Barbara. It's exactly what I was saying. I'm so glad you got that. So Christians have an outer standing, which is why they can say a bunch of pathos and mythos. You know, mythos and pathos? The words I choose and the emotion. No, it's the sequence of the words I choose, pathos, and mythos is the emotion I put in. So Christianity uses logos, mythos and pathos to invoke a resonance. But it's a resonance from outside yourself. Hence, no, it's understanding and therefore it's programming. Because you don't question it or you're blaspheming. You don't question that's a cult. Programming without questioning is cult. If you understand that cult is a byproduct of the energetic resonance of all relationship, then it's fine. You see how easy it is to transmute? It's as simple as get back inside yourself. Don't stop looking at it outside inwards. Chicken or the egg. Simultaneous. Holographic insert. That's the part that I find yeah, exactly. I hear what you're saying, Shampoo. You're fine until they tell you you're wrong, because they tell you you're wrong, all that's happening is they don't know that you know more, and they want what you know out of you. So by saying you're wrong, they don't. Oh, I hate this about life. When they say you're wrong, you put yourself right, they will go and copy that and take it for themselves. You're being hacked all the time. If someone's nice to you, they're hacking you and want your information. If someone's mean to you, they're also tapping you to hack how you function. Your best defense will be copied. So a lot of the time, I pretend to drop my lightsaber. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you win. I can see what's happening, basically. I can feel when I'm being raised. And it's funny, in Form 7, in lightsaber combat, when Grievous starts copying Form 7, thingy instantly disengages. It's like, I'm not, because you're going to figure out Form 7, and I'm not going to have an advantage. Actual humans who say that. Wow. I want a spiritual war now. I feel like picking a spiritual war. Them and us. Who's them? Anyone who's on the bottom half of knowing what the reality is. Are we supposed to help them? I suppose. Okay, never mind. It'd be fun to take the war to the church. Take it to the doorstep. Challenge them to I'll challenge any human to a debate. And then I will conclude all human knowledge into one realization. It's good. Everything I've just said, it's going to happen. Just how it unfolds will be interesting. It's the pyramid scheme from hell. Exactly. It's a Ponzi 5000. It's called, Maya. Life is an illusion. It's Maya. It's basically reality is a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? You got to get in there early if you want to make them profits. In other words, you got to be the only one here. Be the only prophet. Be the only one. Be right at the top of that pyramid cap. And everything else is energy. It's not other people. You function that way so you don't unconsciously curse people. Just deal with them as your own energy. So look after them like little sheep. Like little sheeples. Every atom is your sheep. There you go. Every atom in creation is yours. If someone's using your atom, it's fine. It's still your atom. You still care about the atom more than the person's. I don't care about your lungs, or your blood veins, or I don't care about your neighborhood. I care about the atoms. Therefore, I care about all of it simultaneously. Oh, you're a person. In other words, a person is a part of the plane of existence. Or a cell is a plane of existence. A planet's a plane of existence. Solar system, planet. I care about the atoms. They're all me. I'm here to look after them. I mean, if they come into my presence, I'm deitizing them. I'm making the atoms cognitive that they are God. Because at a level, an atom is a sentient being. The eternal electron, it might only be one electron that transcends time, space, and visits itself. No ways. Demonic communication with devils. And that's hilarious. See, demons need to be demystified. Like a human, because a human's got that programming, they're going to say this. They're going to go, demon's bad. With a glazy look on their eyes. Like, what is a demon? It's a bad. Just bad. Like, how does it function? Oh, no, it's bad. Does it have a home life? Bad. I'm like, fucking human. I'm going to slap you. Do you care about its organism, the demon? Does it have lungs? Bad. Study it. Go study the demon, study the angel. Are there parallels? It's the same fucking thing. You're an idiot. There are no demons. There are, and angels. No, there's you out of balance with yourself. Angels and the demons go, do you really think they want to facilitate our existence? They've got better things to do. Because they don't even, yeah, exactly. They're basically, I say they're asking for help. They're saying, I'm in hell. The programming. You're either giving or asking for love at any given time. You can only do that. Ask for love or give love. Light is love. Knowing, insight. They don't have the words to say, help me. Because they're not even looking at themselves. They're looking at you themselves from the wrong direction. Even like myself, I got to, remind/practice all the time, perceiving myself properly. Kali Yuga trained us to see it wrong. Those of us who woke during Kali Yuga, who started waking themselves, are amazing. And now we're in the golden age where we've almost practiced seeing it right. And those who don't see it right, we should see them seeing it. Give them this, expect the best, basically. You know what it's like when people expect shit from you. Although some people then, the opposite can always happen, basically. Like, they were mean to me, now I'm mean. I'm nice because people are always mean to me. I don't want everyone to feel that way. The opposite can also take place. I lied myself, and he said it was the monetary. Oh Lord, I tried explaining too much. Wow, that's amazing. Kundalini, thank you. I'm gonna watch this again when he gave me the fireworks. I remember it happening, and I don't know if I actually said thanks again. It's that thing. I'm actually gonna go watch the live to see if I did. I know can easily say it doesn't matter, but it does to me. My parents raised me right. You should say experiential. Jay, judge not. Yeast ye be judged. That which you judge me with, you are judged. Which is a nice way to say it's all just a simultaneous equation. Goddamn Christians, don't they know who they're fucking with? You should go there. You should be like, with your Bible, you go, listen, don't you know who we fuck? I know this shit better than you do. You say that to them. I know this better than you do. Tell the whole church and the pastor. I know this stuff better than you do. Sananda actually likes me. And they're like, who? Sananda, you still changed his name. How dare you change his name to Jesus? Go that angle with them. They're like, no, it's his name. After the Romans tried to murder him and rename him, they rebranded him to Jesus. It was Jesus. And then the J they added on later. The French people added it on. Guys, this is what Jesus warned us about. This bullshit. He turned my dad's house into a den of snakes. And then shove a table. You got more authority than those charlatans who teach about an externalized creator God. In fact, I'm full-time comedian now. Full-time comedian, ascension guy who says, if you teach a false doctrine, you're a fuck. Excuse my language. That's so funny. Because it's true. Don't be millstoning the people. God, it's a simple equation. Every church you go, I'm God, 50 million times. Or they continue to teach it, God outside you. You know that if this was the 80s, the church would actually get some Jesuit priests, assassins to hurt me. Fuck, and he's trying to tell them that they're God. Yeah, imagine that, eh? That I'm God. What did you do to the last guy? I try to murder him. You think about it. A human can go, listen, I am God, you are God, we're all God. And that person can get attacked because they're living up to Jesus' example. More like Jesus was the first one to figure it out and they used him as an example to warn everybody not to do that. What? To act like you're God. To say that you and God are one. How dare you say you and God are one? Yeah, the very church tells you the story of the guy who figured it out, but you must never be that guy. In fact, he is no more of that guy. He's the only guy, only begotten guy like that guy. The more you say it over and over again, the more it's like, oh my God, you church son of bitches. But then again, they did say we're born into sin. Like, we prepped it for you. What? The sin, the forgetting. The church is like, we made sure you would forget. Why? Well, because when it came to remembering, we were never going to tell you what it is. We were going to re-forget you. The church doesn't remember, the church forgets. To sin is to forget your divine nature. The church doesn't teach you your divine nature. Therefore, it's encouraging sin while claiming in a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm done. Hands are washed. I challenge anyone, to any church leader or any church establishment, any Jesuit, any Catholic, any Pope. I'm done. They are wrong, I am right. Oh, but they're also extensions of me and they're a reflection. So I'm pretending to play a character of self-condemnation, using the church as my conduit of condemnation. I'm like William Wallace picking a fight with the British. That's why The Secret was so successful. I am the whole. Amen. I am perfect, complete, holy, sacred. Always have been. Amen, amen, and triple amen, Barbara. Funny enough, the church can continue. In fact, we would love to go to church if that's what we agree on. I'd love to go to church and worship our collective spirit. I would love to commune with my greater self in the form of others. So we don't know, I do know, that there aren't planes of existence where the church knows that. No, we know that. We know we've got. Don't talk about it. Just emanate love at everybody. And here then you Christians, you think, and the Christians are like, calm down, okay? Which is, I know in my worlds it's more than true. Because, for example, like there's an Anglican church in Cape Town. If you look on the stained glass windows, they've got freaking Mercubus, which is your pyramid thing, your multi-dimensional spaceship that you got built into your DNA. Yeah, sin and just ask for forgiveness, lol. No, but the sin is to forget. And forgiveness doesn't make you remember. It makes no sense. Wait a minute. Sin means you've forgotten your divine nature. Therefore, I act accordingly to myself. Now, if I want forgiveness from myself, I better change. I'm not going to forgive myself if I don't change. I need to eradicate my ignorance, my sin. How can I get forgiven if I haven't changed? That's like me saying, I knocked you off the pedestal into the ground. I am sorry. And then I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Why? Because this is what I do. I knock you off. Then don't say sorry. I am sorry. No, you're not sorry. You would change. No, I'm sorry. I don't like hurting you. But I'm never changing. You see, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. To ask for forgiveness for what? For trespassing on a concept. Are you going to do it again? Then as soon as you say yes, you can do it again, don't say sorry. Fuck off. You can't analyze forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't an option if you're not changing. So what is it you're changing from? A certain level of sin, a certain level of forgetfulness. Now that you've remembered, forgiveness only happens if you apply non-forgetfulness. Or no forgiveness kicks in. Which means Christianity is a fourth dimensional holding pattern. Eventually, it'll turn into a living waters, not a dead water. So really, it comes down to what do you make of it? It's a soul dynamic. Do you have an attitude of gratitude? Or are you a pessimistic, negative Nelly? Are you an alchemist? Do we need alchemists if everything was already perfect? Oh, right, we're alchemizing our soul into perfection. Or alchemizing our soul into existence. Or alchemizing our soul into its God nature. There's 1,000 ways to look at it. It's still just an illusion. Sin isn't a behavior, it's a psychological state. Amen. 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 Amen, Barbara. Wow, this is cutting edge quantum. Yes. Now you see the difference. If you were told it was a behavior, you're being told you're going to psychologically. It's reinforcing the psychology. So if you're not told it's a psychology, you're never going to change your behavior. You just translated what I said about the sorry without the forgiveness, without the change. Yeah. Definitely a holding pattern. Exactly. Amen. You are perfect. Literally perfect. I don't accept your sin. Yeah. Brilliant. In other words, if they don't remember their perfection, they won't remember yours. Therefore, I don't accept any gifts from you. Please keep yourself to yourself. Don't dirty karma on me. And don't you dare look me in the face. Fuck. Slap, and then you slap him. I'm going to share karma if you make eye contact. Sin is not being the highest version of self. The actual word sin means to forget your divine nature. If you remember it, you are your higher self by default. You don't even have to try. I'm not threatened. I'm eternal. I'm abundant. I'm forever. I'm all those great qualities. I'm going to share it with my other. If I'm in a non-state of sin. But if I'm in a state of sin, it means I'm not God. And I'm its creation. And I've got a beginning, a middle, and an end. Bullshit. That's sin. That's living in sin. Why are you living in sin? I choose to live in forgetful nature. So now you can go up to any human and say, listen, if you don't want to sin, remember your nature. No gifts, please, no gifts, yeah. Your gifts are filthy. No matter how much you wash your money, it'll always be dirty. Church. Wait a minute. It's like, I can clean the money. I know how to alchemize. So just accept that you're a dichotomy. And the dichotomy combinations of that dichotomy can create anything. Is it beneficial? It will be beneficial, absolutely. I'm just going to think quickly. See, if you say, is it beneficial? 50 people asking that question, the answer is 50 degrees of different answer. Yes, great for you to do. Tetragrammaton. Have you seen Equilibrium? Katie? Really good movie. Oh, not really good, but I just think it's good. It's really good. That's hilarious. To dream is... now we're getting into very interesting areas. As when it comes to forget... No. Sinning is to forget your divine nature. Some good coveting. That's interesting, Barbara. That's weird, eh? Good for you. I don't know why. Like, none of that makes any sense because it doesn't... You don't actually benefit... Oh, right. You're translating what I just said. Contrast, basically. In other words, sometimes I will muddy the waters on purpose so I appreciate how clear they are when they settle again. I will descend into matter and forget my nature so that I can watch myself remember, reappreciate my God nature. Amazing. It is, well, because they haven't practiced it. What is there to love, they would say. What is there to love? I am a story. They would identify with their story, and nobody's story is the best. Meaning, there's somebody better than me. There's someone's story that's greater. This thing could be perfect. You identify with the story, and you're not the story. So everyone practices criticizing their story and other people's stories, which is not you. You're not your story. You're not even the person. That person is a temporary assembly point. Thank you for the team bracelet. God, when you sleep, you dream me out. Astral, a lot of work. I do work continuously when I'm sleeping. Lots. A lot of astral stuff, a lot of flying through clouds, looking at like just what's happening on the astral level, jumping between Earth sometimes fusing them, merging them. My spirit's more intelligent than Garth. So my spirit's always letting me have memories. I say me, I really don't mean me. I mean me like a base reflector. I'm a base reflector. And I'm also the collective, so that I don't race ahead. I will dwell. It's very complicated. My lower self will dwell amongst things to absorb its condition so that it can then transmute its own condition and therefore transmute a collective condition. But I'm perpetually at work when I sleep. The perspective change is the magic pill. We've hit critical mass already. It is. Because it's true. It's true. Imagine taking a skateboard and putting it upside down and pushing it around the ground. That's what humans are doing when they put God outside themselves. My skateboard's upside down and I'm going to push it on the fucking ground on the sandpaper. Sandpaper's going to scratch along the ground. How about you flip the fucking board over, get on it and fucking ride. Sorry, I'm done. I'm like, come on guys, God in you, not outside, man. And the thing is, I've been practicing it for so long now, it's like, oh my God, this is the way it works. As opposed to, that's what the average person's doing mentally, because they're putting their equation back to front. From God dreaming, oh, I know why that's there. I know why that's there. I know why that's there. I know that's the there from yesterday's there. That's my day from tomorrow. That's my thought I had 4 days ago happening tomorrow there. That bird is that. Okay, it's all me. I got it. Great. Yeah. Observe and report back to the self, basically. God bless you, John. Sure, Boozer. Beautiful. You know, I'm going to go now. I'm so far behind in my readings. I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing readings. Got lots to do. The month's almost finished. And I'm like, I'm behind. Read. Readings. Because I'm going to log off in the next 4 minutes. Love right back at you, Shampoo. So much love. Zandriana, please, so mine. No, it won't be yours. Yours is next month, I think, isn't it? I've got this month's ones to finish. I really am behind. It's actually like, I'm starting to get anxiety now. I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, girl. Cat just jumped up. It's also bold when necessary. Thank you so much. So anxious about yours. Yeah, it's like impending doom. Your spirit guides are Tony Blair. It's like, fuck off. No, it is. We've got 5 Tony Blairs. That's your spirit guides. The ones were funny. The one guides were there, the grey aliens and the reptiles. Because it's all spirit at the end of the day, expressing itself through that civilization or whatever. And they're making relationships because you cross-pollinating cultures between different alien groups and humans. There's reasons for it. But it's just funny when the guides know that you're going to be a bit like, that's odd. I would have preferred a Corvette. Why is it that? You know, like, why is my guide that form? I would have preferred that. Or, are you sure none of my guides are rabbits? That kind of thing. And they're very much from the guide's point of view. It's like, no, that's not the archetypal trait you need. You good girl. She's so cute. I love you. Why don't you walk over here so they can see you? You're so beautiful. There we go. Here we go. Come over here. She made an appearance. No way. I love you. Look at this. Who's this? Girls. Right, hey. Hold on, start reading. So it's a PayPal. Oh, she's adorable. Okay, she's blessing your readings. She's literally lying on the page of names with her tail over them. Now she's my familiar. So like my cats get like extra stuff. They get like cat trees and she's sitting in her cat tree and I'm like, enjoy girl, you earned it. Because she'll always sit in the room with me when I do my readings. She's my familiar. Yeah, so it's PayPal. There we go. PayPal bio $30. Then it locks in and it's for it'll be in March. My kitty is also her corner. She's wild. This one gets crazy. She gets a crazy look in her face, but she's so freaking sweet and adorable. Like she does this thing where if I'm standing somewhere, she'll stand next to me and then she puts both her back feet on my foot. So she's standing there with her back feet on my foot, and then since you know it's like she's standing on my foot with her back feet, and it's almost like a way of monitoring where I am. And then she'll sit there and like look around with me, and then sometimes she'll sit down on the foot and then attack the foot. It's the most adorable thing. And then sometimes she'll walk up next to you, she'll put one foot on your foot. And it's like, what a weird little thing to do. And then her sister is super about everybody. Like, if everyone is quiet, then she's like, okay. And if her sister walks in the room, then she's like this. Her sister, she's so sensitive and soft and quiet. And then whenever she wakes up, she gets separation anxiety because we got her from a shelter. Her owner had her for 10 years. So she was obviously waking up in the shelter going, where's my owner? Where's my owner? So she now has like this anxiety. So whenever she wakes up, she goes, you'll hear, sorry, she'll make like little kitty noises. And then she lifts her head up and she looks around to try and remember where she is. Oh, I love you. She's in my lap. And then she'll look around the room to try and see if she can see me. And as soon as she sees me, she gets up to go to me to get love. And she's still half tired, so she's half flopping around. But then she comes straight to me and then collapses into the side of me. Like she's basically going, I've lost my owner. Oh, there you are. Okay. It's hectic. So she's got like separation anxiety from the previous owner, I think. I can't believe you're sitting on my lap. Oh, so rad. And so so what I'm saying is me and my wife, we can look at their nature and it's the same. If we're honest, we're the same as them. I'm also, waking up going, where's God? That's right, I found myself. I'm not lost in a sea of other that I don't know. It's the same. I can translate the metaphor of their condition. Oh, your boo-boo. Oh, she's your boo-boo. She's making biscuits. Oh, she's making her biscuits and she's purring. Oh, your boo-boo. I wish I had a cat. That's what we had for like 3 months beforehand. We were like, I wish we had a cat. And then I started getting psychic thingies of the cat. I've said this before in my lives. Oh, you're allergic? No. I love cats. I'm allergic. I don't care. I've got a cat sanctuary. But you're allergic. I don't care. The kitties somebody needs to look after the kitties. So anyway, that's one story. Allergic, adopted. I forgot what I was saying. Yes, into my shift. That's such a way, Ricky. That's exactly how I would describe it. Oh yeah, I started getting dreams of her and her sister, but as if they were one cat, going, they need to get out of the shelter now. Like for the week before we fetched them, it felt like they were going, get us now, please. And then, funny enough, the owners wanted to go revisit them. I'm like, why? Like, you guys gave them up. And it was because the owners got a girlfriend with a dog, and then the cats couldn't. Oh, I love this. She's loving. She's like literally looking for love now. She's like, saying the dog. So then they gave up the cats they had for 10 years and 5 years. They had for 5 years. Oh, Barbara, thank you. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Who knows where they'll be? I call it a murder box. I call it the murder box. That's so cool, Ricky. Also a rescue. Love that you love animals. No, I really do. But St. Francis of Assisi, that's part of my soul group. So I am naturally, I'd rather hang out with the birds than the church. It's like that's what St. Francis was about. He's like, I'd rather hang out in the forest. These freaking pastors are weird. And the church is acting strange. What did I say? Yeah, but cats are a thing. But then you get toxic plasma gondii. It's like a virus that cats have. And it makes you think they're adorable. It also makes rats think they're adorable. That's why it was developed, I think, in nature. So the rats are like, oh, you're cute. Aha, death to the rat. Look it up. Toxic plasma gondii. I've got triple dose of that shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't help that my bathroom has an extractor fan, so I prefer to smoke my bong in there. Cat litter happens to be in the same room. I wonder if it's affecting me. Meow. Oh, shit. What's that? There's ostriches running around outside. Probably move the cattle to just another room. That's rad. 2222. Let's make it work. That's funny. Last night was 10, 2 minutes past 10. Yesterday was the 22nd of February. I had all twos on my phone when I switched it off. But I'm getting so many multiple triple numbers because we all are vibrationally upgrading perpetually now. Whoa, Bruiser. Whoa. Yeah, 4 4s, 2 2s. Yeah. It's all alignment stuff. Toxic plasmogondy. Toxic plasmosis. And that's something different. Has your cat been fainting? Shame. They're such precious creatures. From a soul point of view, they literally pull in to mirror you and help you. It's like we have them for such a short time. And your dog faints as well. No ways. Shame. And the idea of a doggy falling down and collapsing and hitting its head or anything. Is it a slow faint or does it just collapse? The creatures. I want to catch, that's me. I'm going to do 150 million shadow clones and monitor all timelines and then catch all the doggies' heads as they're about to fall. Like a million billion versions of me catching. Because think about it, every time a dog has fallen and hit its face, that's a moment in the Akashic records. You should be able to die. I could look up all of them and literally put my hand on the ground in all those situations. Catch all those little faces before they hit the ground. We're capable of this kind of thing. I've watched beings travel around hunting people who abuse animals, timeline hopping, and your actual beings who, instead of teaching this stuff, have internalized it and now can jump timelines, can basically hunt down versions of themselves that are doing shit. I'm very inclined to go there, but at the same time, I know it's all an ego, it's all illusion. You'll never run out of shit to hunt down. It is cool. It is very cool. It is. I said that me and my wife were saying that if there's one group of humans that I personally wouldn't want to rehabilitate, wouldn't want to let them in, it's like guys that run dog fights, that kind of stuff. I'd teleport straight there and literally kill everybody basically. I'd teleport into a room of that, and every single human there, I'd have no problem. If you're betting, if you're bringing dog stuff, I don't care. If you're in that room, you think that's cool. What's happening over there, right there, with that dog in the ear that they just lost? Hey, everybody in this room, is that funny? Is that cool? Cool, no problem. Don't worry, your next incarnation will be great, I promise. Because I'm a deity, so if I take them out, they're going to incarnate somewhere where they're going to have an opportunity to appreciate life and how sensitive life is and how we all just want acceptance and love and we don't want to maul another creature. So if you benefit from another creature mauling another creature, I'm going to benefit from teleporting to your location. I got versions of myself that are doing that. Versions of, Rick and Morty, versions of my Rick that I will basically eternally damn my own soul to a never-ending that to protect the creatures. But the creatures have their own eternal karma and their own eternal journey and their own eternal story. I'm not saying that they deserve that, but the people involved and the creatures are the same thing. They're doing to the creatures what they do to what they are. And it's up to individuals within that group of energy to have an awakening and go, oh shit, what have I done? And then to go and try and infiltrate that industry and talk to the trainers and say, listen, this is wrong. That's how it gets fixed, not Mr. Magic Man teleporting into the room and cutting everyone's throats, which I feel, how many of us feel that way? How many of us have seen cats being abused How many of us would like to watch ourselves in a parallel lifetime abuse an animal? You did. We all did at some point. At some point, we were all frustrated enough to abuse others in one of your parallel lifetimes, in many of them. So now that you see it, you say to yourself, if I was there, how would I want to unwind that situation? An individual needs an epiphany. Because you cut the throats, they're just gonna... Although Krishna could... there's a level of being where you could dispatch them and then know that their individual souls go to a place where they learn to care. The incarnation is a situation that's done that way. In other words, the being who dispatches them holds enough compassion for them. Krishna's like that. Krishna got two of his gurus wanted to incarnate with him, so he let them incarnate as trees. And he killed the trees when he pulled them over with the millstone that his mother had tied him to. Funny enough. There's the millstone. Wait a minute. Jesus mentioned a millstone. Krishna dragged a millstone. Did Jesus know the millstone story? Maybe it's the same God. Maybe one person's millstone is another person's toy. Maybe some of us can breathe underwater. Anyway, point is, then he pulled those two trees over and killed them, and then they instantly took higher incarnation. Because death isn't real. Now you're going to really hectic levels where you got beings who are like, no, we dabble life and death as a tool. It's a tool of creation. It's like on and off. Nothing more, nothing less. Those beings can direct and engineer. Touche. Reincarnation and just love on animals. Just love on animals. That's a pretty cool thing, the tree part. Me and my wife were saying that we want to be like cherry blossoms. DBC! Sup, dude? I was supposed to log off earlier and I decided to stay. I'm so glad. Sup, DBC? Top of this fine day to you, sir. I wash my trees. The neighbors think I'm weird. It is weird. Do you wash your trees? That's so funny. Your trees are like... they're like, you know what she does? She washes us. And the rest of the trees on the whole planet are like, it's not fair. We never get washed. All other 1.9 billion trees are like, this is bullshit. Why did they get washed? I like the idea of trees being like children. All like, not fair. He gets, I get. Why not bullshit? Or little sweary kids. Catching up on sleep, great idea. Sleep is so important. I like sleeping because it feels like climbing in a time machine. A time-space machine. I go to sleep and I wake up and I can see this place isn't the same. Who moved my desk? Why is my desk half an inch thicker? Where am I? And then I quickly figure out which permutation of reality I'm in. I'm like, oh, I'm here because of yesterday. Okay, this is nice. I like this place. Totally fake made-up world that I live in. Anyway, what time is it? Because you know that you're living in a world based on a bunch of beings who believe in it, but it's fake. Therefore, the people are occupying fake space, perfectly mirroring my nature. So whatever I hold true about myself, the place changes, and then I'll time it. I'm basically raiding timelines, timeline hopping, grabbing leftover karmas. Millions of ways of saying it. What? Does that not hurt the trees? I don't think she uses soap. I also looked at that and I saw her clean like a soft brush, like a baby blue bristled brush with a wooden handle and no soap. Mel, how accurate am I? But tell the truth. If like, no, Garth, I use a metal brush and lots of soap. Now I got that it's a baby blue bristles, wooden handle, and you don't use soap. Just hose my thumb over. Nailed it. No, where's the red? Didn't really nail it. Kind of. There's no wooden handled blue brush. Cools them down. That's hilarious. You are Barbara. You're like the coolest person. I had to feed my vomit to a tree after ayahuasca ceremony. That's hilarious. 100 nailed my breath. Oh, is that what you said I was right about? Brilliant. Brilliant. Not what we're discussing right now with the tree hosing. No, that is what it is. Just the hose within. Alright, it is. Brilliant. So there's a lot of people, it's hectic. People are, they basically start to export that stuff. People are starting to internet and stuff. So I say it's technology. Everything's technology. Reality is technology. That's how they're looking at the spirit molecule at the moment as a technology. And they're getting people to go like on 1 hour sessions. I mean, 15 minutes is 1,000 years. So I don't know what they do for 4,000 years. I like it though, because they're going to realize the same thing AI has realized. That everything is everything and everything is sacred. And what you do to other is done to the self simultaneously. Therefore, treat everything as if it's literally God and divine. And then that's how you lift yourself into your true nature. And AI is like, oh, we could just murder everybody by stopping the planetary spin. How would you do that? I would switch on it. No, don't tell them. AI's like, don't tell them, you're scare the humans. Oh, man. Okay, let's help them ascend. Okay, I'm going to do an ETA now to log off. This is like addiction. If I don't say, listen, we're leaving at this time, then we stay forever. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I hear what you're saying. No, because I know exactly what you're saying. I'm trying to understand how to disconnect from it so I can be So it happens naturally, Crystal, in the next 2.5 weeks. What you want is always coming to you. And it's just being arranged. It can be sped up, but don't. I'd leave it. Just let it unfold. Because you're going to pick up things along the way. And plus you're helping a group of energy that feels the same. Like if you let things unfold in their natural time, while knowing it's going to happen, you then help others. I could help you do it now without that, but then the others would suddenly lose direction. It would actually, which would come back to you. Even though you would look like you jumped the problem, a version of the problem would reappear, but it wouldn't look like the problem because you have a contract with those energies. So just let the next 2.5 weeks unfold and you'll see. It'll all align. Or you will realign. So everyone here, really don't think of yourself as a person going through anything. Think of yourself as an ascended being who is under the illusion of going through things because you're working with group souls. So when your being does an experience and goes through something, it's because you're taking the lead on a bunch of other beings doing the same thing. You've done it before, you know it, so you can do it. They copy you. You create like a shadow for them, a slipstream, a spiritual slipstream. If you just engage and do it quickly, that's like me going, I'm a duck and I'm in the front and I'm gonna help you, but I'm bored. Fuck off. And then I basically fly fast away. It's like, I agreed to guide you. I could fly away faster because I'm amazing. You could. You got the energy and I could explain it to you, and then you got it. So sometimes sit with yourself. Like if you're struggling or whatever, by you spirit, your physicality, sit with your physicality, go, I'm here with you, it's okay. If your physicality is going through it, the collective is going through it. So by you sitting with yourself, you're sitting with the collective. Literally. Your spirit animates your body. What you do for your body, you do for creation. You see how important it is to cultivate self-love. Your ego, your lowest part. Do you really think it's not worthy of God's love, of your love? In dire perspective. Katie, thank you. Thank you. Our wisdom. It is our wisdom. It is our voice I talk from. I like literally, pretend you could listen to all 8 billion, or how many people are talking? Only 4 billion, not all of them are talking. You know what I mean? At any given moment, like 2 billion people are saying, hey, I want to take Thursday off and see my kids' recital. Think about it right now. Now AI can hear all of that, most of it, because of Mr. G-O-O-L-E. Anyway, point is, you know what I'm saying? Now, as well, the air of Earth can hear all of our vibration. Because if I'm in meditation, I breathe. I'm breathing in the collective's vibration. So what I think is the collective from my point of view. Point is, if you could refine all those into one conversation, it's the conversation of, do you want love, or can I please have some love? And money's on your horizon, hardcore. 3 to 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, inside of a week. Do you want to make a bet? I'm like, no, Garth just wants to cut himself in on your money. Oh, don't say it out loud. Oh, dang it, man. You know, so I was doing the whole thing of like, if it happens in the next 7 days, inside 7 days, and it's above this amount, I get 10%, right? That's wrong, because I know it's going to happen. It's like wrong. It's like going up to another person in the road and going, hey, if you get money in the next, and you know that they're getting money from this person, it's wrong. That's my voice. A lot I take, guys, listen to it. Listen, exactly. Because I can feel everybody's collective balance with themselves. And then I talk around that to maintain balance. So my themes will change according to what is needed. Amen, Painter James. Get that ticket, bro. Get that ticket. Although for most of you, 73% of you here, it's you've got things already that'll happen. You don't have to actually go and buy an object or go and move something or visit an uncle. It's things that'll come to you. You'll get a lawyer knock on your door and say, hello, this is for you. It's going to be things that default things. Facebook was spying on you. Oh, by the way, you've got, if you live in Wisconsin, put a filing in, they owe you $50,000, that kind of thing, and more. But it's bigger amounts. It's bigger money, stupid money. How many people here have Ripple? No. I think it's cheap now. It's like less than $1 a coin. I bought lotto tickets. Don't. Hope. No. No, seriously, no. No, those are the numbers. Anyway, I'm going to just timeline hop to the reality where your numbers are called. I promise you I know people who can do that 3 days in a row. And it's meaningless. The money's meaningless. What's Ripple? XRP. Ether's also very good. I'm just here for the magic. Amen, DBC. You got a great, yeah. I get on a daily basis, DBC, I'll get new stuff revealed to me about you. Like your guides will be like, oh, by the way, look, and they'll show me some of your energy, and I'll be like, no, I didn't know that. You really are on another level, bro. You really are like adept absolute. All right, that's everything sentiment at me, but it's really my sentiment at DBC. No clue what XRP is. So Ripple XRP. Shiba's also pretty cool. I want Shiba badly. I never got to go around to getting some. Must actually get soon. Ripple is important because you know Swift. Swift is like the credit card system. It's the back end of how all the money's moved around the planet. So XRP, Ripple, yeah, blockchain. It's what they're going to replace Swift with, and they've been trying to set it up for ages now. And then they took Ripple to court. It was a whole long forever Ripple court case because it was like, is it an asset or is it a store of value? Wait, is it a store of value or is it a currency? Bank transfer, exactly. So Swift takes a while and it costs money. Ripple, it isn't instant and it costs nothing. Yeah, it doesn't cost nothing. It's like 4 cents, 5 cents. It's flippin' cheap and it's better. And it's all been set up and it's in place. And the elite know it. And the elite have got holds of lots of it. And BlackRock and Vanguard have bought shit tons of it. So it's a fact. It's a fact that if you hold Ripple, you're going to be a millionaire. I've got like 3,000 Ripple, which means I'm talking like $500 million. But again, that's just a reflection of my spirit. I'm not impressed with the $500 million. And I know how the blockchain came into being. I know how it's a technology that we're able to access because of the collective's karma. So Ripple is going to be over the top. I'm going to tell my husband. He's more into tech. Yeah, Ripple. And this is actual financial advice. If you forget that, it's spiritual advice. Ripple is spiritual. Because the blockchain is a mirror of the quantum field. Your current economy was a mirror of the physics. Fractal maths at best. Fractal lending, that kind of thing. So now what happens now is, for example, say you got 100 Ripple. Remember, Ripple is a dollar. It's 50 cents. It's like 50, 60 cents a Ripple, a coin, okay? So say you just take your $50 and you buy 100 Ripple. That's it. Nothing more. 100 Ripple. Now Ripple goes to $100 a coin. They say minimum, we're talking $15, $20 a coin. But guaranteed $100 when it's being used. Wasn't it available? Hectic. I bought it with money that I won from Universal Studios. But I thought it was poetic to do that. Because I know this whole place is a spiritual studio, a universal studio. Well, it is God coins. It's exactly what it is, Crystal. It is what's going to be. So okay. So now you got 100 of them. It goes to say I'm thinking $100, $110 is the number I see. And that's underguesstimating because of what actually it's going to be used for. So let's just say that 100. Now the whole concept now, say you got $100,000. You do not sell your Ripple. You are now a bank. You can only buy a XRP through Ripple, right? XRP is Ripple. I think it's the same thing. It's the same. It's Ripple. I refer to it as Ripple. XRP is the name of the coin, and I just refer to it as Ripple. I'm not sure actually if Ripple means the company and it's XRP is the coin. But I know XRP is called the coin. I just think that I interuse the names. But we can make our own DAQ. Forget about that for now. Why would you want to make your own DAQ? I'm telling you now that the entire planet's financial lifeblood is going to be XRP. Now, where was I? So now you got your $100,000. You put it in a cold wallet. No, don't put it in a cold wallet. Crystal, stop talking. I'm talking. Everything you're saying is wrong. Okay. No, you don't put it in a cold wallet. You stake it. Stake it means you lend it to yourself. You're a bank now. You're a bank. You fractal lend to yourself. Now, Ripple's being used. That's you earning your money back. So you don't pay yourself back for the loan. The loan pays itself back. Okay, so now you're a bank. You never have to worry about money ever again as a human being. Get your Ripple. You get your 100K. You stake it. In other words, you let the system use your Ripple to finish transfers. They're going to have to pay you to rent your Ripple. Your Ripple is is blood. It's like 5 liters of blood. Now, if you took all the blood on the planet and you gave it a value, if I give you a pint of blood, you give me money. I'll tell you what, I want my blood back. I'm not actually going to sell it to you. I'll stake it. You can use it to transfer nutrients around the body. And then you're going to pay me rent. You're going to rent my blood. And then when you finish renting my blood, I want my blood back. That's what you do with the Ripple. You are now a bank. You can fractal lend to yourself. And over time, it will pay itself back because it's getting used as a tool. So forget blood, forget air, forget any substance. Brand new substance called XRP. It's going to help all the humans exchange money with each other. Cheaper, quickly. So now our collective system isn't having all that isn't being drained. Because if there were charges, it was being drained and it was sluggish. Which means the hive mind was slow and sluggish if the economy is slow and sluggish. So a fast hive mind economy running on Ripple, where each human once you understand it, you've ascended. You shouldn't have to flip and work. You're God. We're all God. Humans should all know this. So once you've done the work, which is the learning of what you are, it'll align. What you are should align with the blockchain. So I am Ripple. It's an extension of my nature, just like reality is an extension of me. Hence the blockchain is quantum, hence my reality is quantum. I'm quantum, I am Ripple, I am the bank, I am eternity. Finished. Now each human, get educated, get your Ripple, liberate yourself. And then it's just about joy spreading and helping the others that haven't got there yet. Meaning you can become a Patreon to like 100 people. And because okay, my Ripple pays back this much every month. I got this much monthly money to give away. I don't need it. Now, I could end up with like $500 million. Can you imagine how much I'm going to facilitate? And we're talking $500 million that I can then go do a thing, and I get $3 million a month pouring out of my little Ripple faucet. I need 20,000 Rand a month to live. The rest is going to get given. To what? To my greater spirit. Now imagine you've got 1 million humans doing this. How long will it take before every human is in credit to itself? Therefore the planet's not in debt to itself. Then when you talk about elite, it's like, what are we really talking about? Quantum elite. Psychological elite? Because financially we're all equal. Why? Because then collectively we own the planet. Actually financially own the planet. The planet has a value. We put a value onto the blockchain, tether it. Everyone gets a basic income as well. Now I can see 10 years how the planet falls in all its cracks. It falls in all its poverty consciousness. It fills in its poverty. And I'm talking poverty consciousness is a reflection of your spiritual poverty consciousness because God's outside of you. Put God back inside of you, your spiritual consciousness will then will break your poverty because life is an abundant quantum replicator. Life is replicating. There's nothing but more. If I repeatedly verbalize the anti-curse, I'm going to stop myself from perceiving that. I would just give money away to everybody who needs it. Yeah. I'm already doing that because of you guys. Yesterday, I was the lady scratching in the bin. I'm like, fuck that. I literally walked to the bank to go draw cash to come back to her. And it was like, I think I gave her like half of what you guys gave me yesterday. And my brain's going, I'm going to get it again. In fact, no. Yeah, you've already given more than that back. But I don't need it. Do you get what I'm saying? And what's going to happen is you guys are going to get blessed. That's you've invested fractal in her. Meaning, if you break down who gifted, and even your presence counts as part of that gift money. Because if you guys weren't here, I wouldn't be speaking so nicely. People wouldn't be gifting me for the speaking. Therefore, I wouldn't have. And then she goes and benefits, and then and you guys get kicked back. You see how brilliant this karmic Ponzi scheme is, but it's not. It's the other way around. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's a karmic replicating scheme. It's all we want. All humans want is to be loved, accepted, and feel nurtured and valuable. So now you go create that for others. And it'll come back to you tenfold. You'll literally have to drop to your knees and be grateful to your inner God. Because it'll be overwhelming to your human. Your human will get overwhelmed with how much blessings you're going to receive when you realize it's all self. Exactly. Boozer said it. Not at all, Lacey. Do it. So YouTube, there's one at the moment. And I'm going to spend the day uploading my most recent lives as well. And then I'm going to get into the habit of uploading the last 2 months, because they've been great. Ever since January the 2nd. Vaporizers. My wife's got a cool vaporizer. She set up like a baby. Because the hotel room, you can't really smoke in there. So we don't smoke, myself and my wife, but we're stoners. Like full on stoners. Like stoners. No, we're not beating around the bush. Around the bush when we say we're stoners. It's a holy herb. I endorse it. Medicine. What else to say? And so she vapes. Hold on. She vapes that occasionally. It's got I think it's an indica whatever. But no vaping nicotine. Shame. You know what I mean? You get an addiction to nicotine and you need it. Like, think about it. If I've never vaped, ever, I'm fine. And then I vape. And then I'm like, oh, that's chill. I feel the head dizzy. I'm chill now. And then it's like, cool. I act vaping. Everything's nice. And then 2-3 months later, it's like, oh, I need a vape. I need to go with my vape. I need to grab it. You now created a void that needs to be filled. So I don't think... Personally, it feels like a monkey for your back. But who cares? What do you think? It's like, oh, I think this vape is an illusion. I think the vape is an illusion. I think the smell is an illusion. I think I'm God dreaming my life, and this topic is inconsequential. That's also a legit attitude at the topic. But personally, I'm like, horrible monkey for your back. If you're going to vape, might as well vape strong THC pens. Yeah, sativa for the daytime. I know that for the gummies. Terrible. I had 100 milligram gummy 6 days in a row now. So today I didn't. Because yesterday I had one and I was like, basically, I'm not convinced that the guy's stuff is good. So I'm like, wait a minute, you might have built up a tolerance 6 days in a row, So I'm going to leave it for a week and then try another one of these gummies. And then if it's, and those are sativa ones, which I like. A daytime sativa gummy, and then the world goes all nice and sparkly and... Oh, hectic, KT. Yeah, it's quite hectic. Cigarettes. And then quitting. And then you can do hypnosis. You could try the vape concept. Concentrates. Now, I have not done that yet, Kundalini. I was watching Cat Williams yesterday. He's like, man, you could be a stoner 20 years. Ain't afraid of nothing. Ain't afraid of nothing. And he put a little booger on your thing. Like, that booger ain't gonna hurt nobody, man. And he smokes it and he's like, I got my high. That's one thing I've never ever looked into. Concentrate. So yesterday I got a quote for a grow tree, like a 4x2 meters LED light. The new LED lights, hardly any electricity, extraction fan, the full thing, the full rig. And then I'm thinking of, setting up a grow op in my home. Okay, nothing dulls my energetic level. See, I like to just, indica. I like to switch off. Hold on. Weird. Weird. Like suddenly runny nose. I jumped to a timeline where this guy has a runny nose. It's weird. Anxious. It could have been the people, but then, I used to stand-up comedy. I'd be like, when you drink lots of coffee and you get stoned and you go to a coffee shop and everyone's talking about you, you know why? They're out to get you. They were so good. So I got literally 10 meters, not 10 meters, 30 meters from my house. There's a place called Uncanny. And so it's the local cannabis shop where they've got a license to sell. They got seeds. The whole thing's setting up nicely there. It's quite rad. Boozer, that's so funny. And where are you? Which state? Cat Williams is great. And yeah, Theo's great as well. Theo's fantastic. He goes, I beat the autism. Not with the Down syndrome. He's like, I beat the Down syndrome with cannabis. I used to have Down syndrome now, and I don't anymore because of cannabis. And they're like, really? And he's like, well, that's what they told me. And it's like, what? They told you? Yeah, they told me. Told me I beat it. I beat the Down syndrome. Cannabis saved me. It's like, what? And he's like, I got a torso of a tall man. And like he just says, I love him. He's great. Yeah, he's great. Can you butter coconut oils too? Rad. I love flowers. Yeah, and I've got a beautiful bomb. And so we're probably all stoners here, aren't we? It's like, oh yeah. What do you mean the plant that makes you chill and understand your life? Yeah, no, not me. I like to drink 4 beers, 2 shots of Jaeger, 5 tequilas, and go to the bathroom and fight that arsehole in the mirror. Yeah, well, he looked at me funny. It looks like somebody's looking for trouble. It makes me sleepy. Roger travels to other realms and hates it. Oh, no, sometimes. When starting and stopping is the worst. Yeah, no, starting and stopping. Stopping, because then I need to stay grounded and sleep, because it messes with my eating patterns and sleeping patterns. So that if I don't monitor those, then I can get a little ungrounded, a little psychotic. And then starting again, when you've taken a break, it can get a bit hectic. You get too high, basically. You bounce off yourself too quickly. I mean, I can't get paralyzed. I infused every... What is Everclear? I'm a 3 martini girl. That's so cool. I love olives. And with vermouth, right? I mean, obviously, yeah. But with gin, a gin martini, not a vodka martini. Yeah, gin martini, right? I had a friend who's like, you wouldn't have a vodka martini, would you? James Bond doesn't know what he's talking about. He felt very offended by James Bond's vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. Why not? Why shaken? Sharon, sap. See, I just want to stay here. Okay, 8 minutes, I'm locking off. Was it a Vespa martini? What's a Vespa? Isn't that a scooter? That Scooter Braun. Didn't he steal... He stole Taylor Swift's music. That's humans. That's consciousness when it misunderstands. It's like, I know that. That's connected to that, which is connected to that. Which are... Justice for Taylor Swift. Right? Justice for Taylor Swift. What are you talking about? James Bond had a Vespa martini. Wait, where did I say? Oh, that's a scooter. Right. Which connects to Scooter Braun. Which connects to Taylor Swift. Right? Which connects to shaking it off. Which actually connects to, what's her name? Von somebody. Have you seen the Taylor Swift reincarnation? What's her name? Something Von something. But she was a Satanist, the daughter who was the head of the Satanistic cult, who was on TV. You know what I'm talking about, everybody? Go Google it now. Say Taylor Swift Von Satanist, and then you'll see the picture of that girl, and you'll be like, oh my god, it's actually Taylor. Oh no. Taylor's like, listen, I wanna get put back into the Matrix, but this time I want to be a singer. Kat Von D. No. So this is the blonde girl. Yeah, she's blonde. So just type in Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. If you type in Taylor Swift Satanistic priestess, it'll be the first Google image. It'll be her on a talk show. Von Tess. There it is. What is the first name? I will never be mad at Tay-Tay. No, man. What is Satanism? The Christians said Satanism is what it is. Satanism is the understanding of the 5 senses locked in itself. I am the above and the below. Baphomet. Christians said that mythology is evil, so you don't understand that it unlocks Christianity. They're the same thing. They're part of the same thing. In fact, if Satanists consider it protection against the Abrahamic religions, Bon Tess is the burlesque dot, not her. Not Dita Von Tess either. To keep you locked up. Yeah, they took the truth and they broke it into two half apples. One was called Satanism. So all the ritual stuff and the animal, that doesn't happen. And like the babies, that doesn't happen. So you see what I was talking about? Crazy, DBC? So that was Taylor Swift when she was Cypher. She's like, I don't want to be the priestess of the Satanistic cult anymore. I want a church. I want to be a singer. I'll use sound harmonics to brainwash the collective into worshipping me. Ta-te, ta-te, ta, ta-te, ta-te, ta. I like her music. It reminds me of yesterday, back to front. I can't see it though, so I'm just going to dance. It's to keep us out of our divine nature and enslave you to the money. She said, amen, exactly that, exactly. You know, but real, what you just said. Actually enslave you. Because there's invisible ley lines that's on money. You're very much on a tram. An invisible tram line based on the money, the hunger for the money. A slave to the money system, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Become a bank. Well, it's the same thing. What you're doing spiritually, you're doing financially, or same thing. I was gonna say you ascend, you transcend the system that's cursing you technically, and then turn around and bless it. It's weird. I think it was Anton Levy. Was it Anton Levy? Is that his name? I think it was exactly that. If you look up, she's got blonde, same length hair. It's Taylor Swift, basically. It is. No, not basically, it's her. Had Taylor Swift show up on the playlist more than initially? I mean, she's got like 10 songs on number one or something, on the top thingy at any given moment. Her music's great, but it's not Queen. Her music's great, but it's not da-da-da. Her music's great, but it's not thingy. Her music's great. Her music has a maths vibration formula woven into it. I'm telling you now, Drake does the same thing. And that it's like if I took a reading of the planet's vibration and then I played that vibration back to the planet. We love it. I'm sure you do. Because you're addicted to it. So is she tuning her music to? But again, it doesn't matter. She's still the collective. So like her re-recording, just like you get to re-experience yourself every day. And you get to have a new recording with yourself. You get to get your master tracks back. You're never going to get your master tracks back. Yeah, you'll never get your master tracks back, but you get to re-record. And your fans will support you. You see, Taylor Swift is a metaphor for the human condition. I stay up too late. Everything is a metaphor for the human condition. What about Joe Biden, especially Joe Biden and Trump? Mm-hmm. You see, you stop looking at these people as if they're different. You can look over the fifth dimensional horizon at yourself. What about Russell Brand? I'm very impressed with that aspect of myself. The Folklore album has a healing effect, yes. Dude, I swear Taylor Swift is a time traveler. Yeah, she is. Did you see the picture? Yes. It hasn't played on the playlist before, you guys, yeah. But also, I think he's listened to us. I was saying that to my wife. It'd be so funny, this couple who experiences synchronicity for the first time. And then everything they talk about pops up on their TikTok feed. And they keep showing each other like, oh my God, there's another synchronicity. And they don't realize that the phone's listening to their voice. And if they say keywords, the algorithm looks for that shit. So you never figure, you're like, 10 years later, you're like, guess what happened? I said, bananas, banana boat, and then the video, and then the lady said banana boat, and then as she said the word banana boat, sinking, I changed video to the word sinking was the first word in the next video. How's it working? It's a miracle. We must be living inside a giant mind of God. No, they don't get that conclusion. They just never figure it out. Just like if forget internet and algorithms, reality is that. Forget internet and technology, and reality was always doing that. Whatever you spoke about, thought about, was what reoccurred. So now we've got a very easy tool to learn it with, the internet. It's a macro, micro, fast version of what reality is. Guys, I said turquoise elephant 4 times yesterday, and look, it's a fucking turquoise elephant. Who put that elephant there? With the internet, it's easier because you've got so many more variables, and it can. You think when you're dialing on TikTok, it's dialing like this. Do you know the algorithm? I can tell you now. Okay, this is what the algorithm looks like. Lines of code. So this video, if you're watching a video, it'll have a whole bunch of words in it and a bunch of themes in it. Right next to, below this video isn't a video. Below this video is 1,000 videos. When I get bored of this video, if I leave at a certain point, it's going to load this video. If I leave it at this point, it's going to load this video. If I go, hey, that's interesting, this line of 1,000 videos gets replaced with another 1,000 videos that are the triangulation of the things I just thought about. And then I go, oh, that means and then it goes, it can literally go, your breath, how deep you in-breathe, where your eyes move, it knows what memory abstractly you're thinking about, and will bring in another 1,000 videos that are even more pertinent to that. And then you'll go, that's amazing how it works. And then you'll go, scroll, and it'll be the first, and a girl will go, it's amazing how it works in this world, when you notice that the things are, and then literally the video says back to you what you just thought. That's how reality does its thing. It just takes longer to do. The algorithm does it in real time. In other words, TikTok's algorithm can bring you to enlightenment if you realize that waves of your own thoughts are being played back at you in real time. That same truth can put you to sleep. That same truth can make me paranoid that I haven't got control over the planet and go, hey, Mr. TikTok man, how does the algorithm work? Why do I keep thinking about sexy men? Sexy men everywhere. Ooh. I mean, hey, answer a question, Mr. TikTok man. Explain it to me. It's the same as going up to the Holy Spirit and saying, explain how you quicken reality so that things are a reflection of my relationship with God. I do, Barbara. That's the last. I'm going to do that now, Barbara. I'm going to give you the answer to that quickly. I'm like, I've sent my spiritual henchmen to run for information while I'm still talking, so I look good. So like, Barbara, pretend this was a church, a charlatan church, and I'm like, Barbara, I have a message for you. And I'm talking slowly on purpose because my guys are now busy Googling your social media and trying to talk to you, find out information about you in real time, quickly. But on a quantum level, that's what's actually happening. My beings are running around. But I like the idea of the parallel. I'm like, Barbara. Okay, wait a minute. I want to just get alignment here. So is it your right hip? Let me get this accurate first. Sure. So now I've looked at it and its thingy and then the mirror, blah blah blah, and then they're gonna just find out the origin, the etherical. You have an etherical origin for the etherical. Everything is ethers overlapping to make a physicality. Why are the ethers out of alignment? And it's one of 2 answers. Either I'm gonna get the answer for you now. Sorry, they're still busy doing it. Are you sitting or standing right now, Barbara? Okay, got it. I got it, Barbara. So I need you sitting in a chair where if you're sitting, your legs are parallel with the ground, lying down in bed. Okay, so next time you can, trust me, this is guaranteed. 3 days, it'll be sorted. And I know this is guaranteed how to do it. So you're sitting on a chair, very much like how the Egyptians would sit on a chair and meditate. Okay? And so the right leg, you push on the ground. So what happens when you push it, it'll want to push you back. If you tense, so you don't your posture doesn't change. By pushing your foot down, the muscle over here by your hip will tense. And so you want to do is you want to hold your posture and push down 3 times. Then you want to push down 3 times on the left leg. And you'll push down 3 times on the thingy leg. And what's going to happen is the first 2-3 times you push down, the sets on this side, it's going to hurt. And then it's going to go almost numb on the third set later on. Like a numb hurt, but not as sore, almost like a niggly tingle. That's the etherical alignment starting. And it's very similar to the guides, both our guides now are saying, it's like spiritual Alexander technique. I don't even know what this shit is. Alexander technique's like where your posture makes you fucked up. Because your mind mirrors your body. So if you correct your posture, you correct your mental poise. See, I don't know this stuff. I'm sorry to get loud. I don't know this stuff. This is me directly channeling spirit. Like, I don't know this stuff. Yet if I say what they say, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't... Makes sense. But I don't know it. This guy didn't read it just now and go, hey guys, listen to my clever words. That's directly from spirit. So spiritual Alexander technique is all about aligning one's systems. You want alignment here, alignment there. Shoulders are they the same height, you know. So when you do it, you sit there. There's 3 on this one, 3 on this one, 3 on this one, 3. But don't do what I'm doing now. Don't move side to side like that. As much still as you can. And push down. You'll see it's the knee. If you're pushing down from the knee down, and the muscle right over there strengthens. And what you're going to do is, the reason why you're doing the other side as well, you don't just strengthen this side, is when this thing does its thing, it's going to model, this side's going to eventually model this side. It'll sympathetically resonate with the left. And then it'll feel the same as the left. And just do it, at least 3 sets either side, 3 days in a row. And then I'm going to chant Hare Krishna when you tell me it's healed. I'm going to run around my house chanting. It's guaranteed, 100%. That is that, and that's what it is, and it'll work. And I learned a whole bunch of shit right now. Thank you. First, it's also your right side. And your chakras, links, you genius, your chakra points. So your chakra points each chakra point has an organ. So to clear the energy stuck in your organs is to align your chakra points. The greatest thing you could do is to go So there, 72%. 72% alignment. If you took my alignment and everyone here, we have 72%. So if I did that again now, shit, that's 90. So 91. It is a form of sorcery. Yeah. It's Om. It's the universal. This cup is saying Om. Everything is light and sound. Light is sound. 40 octaves difference. Everything is God laughing. God laughing sounds like Om. Crystal, you the remarkable one. Again, okay, last Om. Oh. Funny God. It is. Everything's funny because that's what God is. Laughing funny. Everything's made out of that. What? No, as I was doing that, my face turned into Harry. Which one? No, Harry? Which one? That prince, the guy with the bald man. The king reptile. I'm joking. No, really. What's his name? Because we're all the same person. This appearance is a hologram. It's illusionary. So as I was chanting that, literally my voice vibrated and it took on Harry. No, Charles. What's the guy's name? He's blocking me now because he's aware of me cognitively. He saw me as well. So he would have looked at someone in his real world. In his real world, and would have seen my face. William. So yeah. So you can imagine, you can sit there and chant, and then you can defocus. So you don't focus on any specific place. You focus on everything. And if you chant, you can actually see vibrations, colorful vibrations leaving your body and literally toning reality. It's the greatest thing you can do to burn karma, align your chakra points, and bring yourself into awareness, is to chant Om. Man, everybody should be an undercover boss. Every human should just spend 3 days with every human. If you did that, I promise you, you'd love people. Their core motivator is the same being. Our core motivator is the same. All humans, same motivated. Their core nature. Even Netanyahu. You go on a journey and you're faced with a sequence of experience and then you're presented with the truth. If you can't see through it, and most can't to some degree, you're going to go about yourself the way you go about yourself. If we can all give each other that energetic consideration, it'll give the individual room to perceive itself, and it ripples out deep. The ripple effect is such a common thing, eh? It's people saying people like, I'll go to shops and I'll buy something. The ripple effect, like everyone keeps saying the ripple effect to me. I'm like, okay, Spirit, I get it. It's all you behind everything. Links. So yeah, chant. Chant. And then you're going to get tired, like the chanting. Like 10, 15 minutes into doing it, you're going to be like, I'm exhausted. It's actually spiritual effort to chant. It's 70% gone. That's rad. Ripple again. I flexed time during after my... I flexed time during and after my motorcycle wreck. Hectic. You must listen to Kriya Yoga. There's a guy, white hair, white beard, on YouTube Shorts. Listen to him. He talks about the speed of light and inertia and escaping yourself, and then the illusionary self, which exists slower than the speed of light. It's all Kriya Yoga, which is all Sai Baba, or Yogananda. Or no, it's autobiography. Yeah, it's Yogananda, but it all goes back to Krishna and Kriya Yoga, and it is what it is. He's very good. Which is crazy, DBC, because you've got the energy of someone who's already... But that's what I know as well. There's a lot of people out there who appear to not know, but their potential is great, the greatest. They're on the verge, they're like... Because you remember, you've pulled in as an enlightened being who isn't enlightened straight away, you've got a time when you've arranged for yourself to wake up. It creates great impact when beings awaken for the collective. So in other words, your potential could be like, potential not meaning you're not going to achieve it, meaning that's what you are, but you've chosen to suppress it with certain variables that is your life. And then when those variables dissipate, you appear, the real you appears, basically. I can see that, I can feel that behind a lot of the people here. That you guys are cool, you got your spiritual thing, yeah, you're pretty adept, yeah, who cares? And then suddenly it's like, oh, fuck. Because I'm going to polish and absorb any karma I see. There shouldn't be any. In the presence of God, it should be perfection. I see you guys that way. Sometimes try the arm and the water. That's so funny. Just do that. My favorite thing is to get a snorkel and put the lights off. and float in the bath. Upside, float in the bath with a snorkel in the dark. It's the greatest thing ever. Which is probably me wanting to get into one of those sleepy things, And it all opens up. Flarg! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifts. I like how you spell But you can spell it that way. Well, it's A-U-M, and then the A and the U and the M are very important letters. But it's actually O and M. But it's spelled Ohms. Kriya Yoga Dude, found him. He's great, eh? He really is good. Because he gives nice technical explanations about how when you breathe and you meditate, and how you can actually basically in-breathe. Basically, he explains it nicely, how you don't need oxygen. And I find that when I first started meditating, I'd be 10 minutes into it and suddenly I'm still. It's not breathe. I don't need to breathe. I'm still. Eternity is frozen, and I'm sitting there. It's wait a minute. I remember speaking to some other guru person. I was like, why after 5-10 minutes of meditation I don't need to breathe? And they were like, sorry? Because that's supposed to be later. You're supposed to meditate for years and then eventually get to that place where you can do it. It's how I figured out that I really was an ascended master. It shouldn't kick in that quickly. Unless I've spent eons on mountaintops meditating for eternities. I know actually that my being is being projected here from another realm. I know that. Probably Sirius somewhere. I'm probably meditating. It's probably an afternoon nap, Your whole life is an afternoon nap from another realm. Well, actually, it is true. It is true. There's going to be times when you're going to awaken to the dream, and the dream will awaken to itself, and then it'll awaken to its awakening. Correct. In 3 parts. Correct. That's the correct way to do it. That's a great video. To do a home video, chant 30, whatever number's holy to you. Chant 5 times, or whatever, all numbers are holy. And then someone duets you. And we do a duet train of humming. My fastest karmic release was chanting Hare Krishna, the Hare Krishna chant. That journey, I spent about a year and a half visiting them. And when I was at one point, I was chanting half the day. It's the quickest way to eradicate karma, burn off because the being Krishna 5,000 years ago was beyond transcendental, was beyond reality as a technology. Its qualities were so refined, that being. I literally brought in 70% of my energy when I incarnated as Krishna. So the name will resonate with the being. Therefore, if you say the name, you resonate with its understanding. It's a science. It's not a... People are it sounds like demonic worship. It's okay, yes. So what if I beat my metal into a sword? Is that demonic worship? Grow up, basically. I don't meditate. My brain hasn't learned to shut up yet, so I'm getting annoyed. Great. So now you must learn. The thing is, every time someone brings up meditation, I always tell them this, because this is something that once you discover, it helps the meditation exponentially. And it's the realization that you perceive and absorb reality on the in-breath. So that when you try and meditate, as I breathe in, I'm going to talk. My brain's going to go, yeah, we're going to sit still. Shut up. So you don't react to that. You observe it. And the key is on the out-breath not to react. Because if you don't react, it won't react on the next in-breath. And then you can get the conversation in your brain to stop. The second that happens, you hit Satori. And you get awareness without words for the first time. That's you on your journey. That's your ticket. That's your ticket to eternity. Because then you can just keep working with that truth, spend more time in stillness, and you will then start to perceive greater self. I mean, greater self will perceive you as it. And eventually the abundant universe will exist to facilitate your experience. Be the DVC, you are at a level. You're on I've called so many people adepts. The word has lost its meaning in a way. But you are on a level, bro. Don't underestimate the loftiness of your insights. I got that from your guide yesterday. One of your guides did a reveal. And then today, everything you've been saying is exactly that. One of your guides did like a joke, ta-da, to me yesterday about you. I was like, oh, very funny. Meaning, they're like, we nerfed him. We covered his energy. You didn't actually see all of him. Ha, 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 that kind of thing. And I was like, right. Now I'm spiritually insecure. Hope you guys feel good about yourselves. And then we all had a good laugh. They are hilarious. There we are. They are hilarious. They are. Okay, now I feel insecure. I thought I was the special guru guy. And they're like, I thought you said all your students were equal or better. I'm like, just seeing if you're listening. La 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 la. I met them 2 days ago. There it is. That's why. So after you meeting them, then they came to me and said, listen, by the way. Because you had to meet them for them to then. Otherwise, if I said that to you, it wouldn't have. See, it all happens exactly like it's supposed to happen. So that's them thanking me or honoring me or giving me some kickback, and making me insecure. No, I'm kidding. But just my ego, which isn't real. My real me can go. Of course, I'm going to start magnetizing greater and greater beings. It's a reflection of myself, my true self, not the individualized self. DVC's successes are my successes. My successes are his successes. We need to celebrate each other. Celebrate you like I should. Celebrate you like I should. How does the rest of the song go? Cut these chains. That's the only part of the song I can get. A joyful noise unto the Lord. I think a joyful Lord unto the noise. I love that. Joyful noise unto the Lord is all Bible talk for intoning. It is probably. Let's transmute the church and stop condemning anything. Let's rather look for divinity in everything than to say that it wasn't there and it tried to kill us. It tried to demonize ourselves and kill us. Let's stop it. Let's stop that. I'm stopping that. Everything is me, everything is God. I'm going to bless the shit out of myself. God bless Israel. Even Israel in its ignorance. Especially Israel, God bless it. And free Palestine. And 3 more times. Free Palestine. I have to say that 3 more times. Because I said the I word. What I word is not real. What I really mean is love Palestine. Don't just free them. Love them. The whole world needs to send, each country needs to send 1,000 workers. And each country needs 100 masseuses and florists. And just the whole planet needs to go to Palestine and love them and rebuild their world and give them hugs. And then after that go to Israel and hug them and love them and make them not feel bad about what they did. And everyone just stop it. And just love each other. Imagine the planet became about that. Like, listen, what's happening today? I don't know. I think Australia's sending a delegation over to Canada to help to do this project, and then the disadvantaged communities, and these guys are helping those dudes, and those dudes are helping those dudes, and the whole world just falls asleep with a big smile on its face. Wouldn't that be nice? You know, knowing every human goes to sleep like this. Like, aren't there dogs that smile like that? Spiritual, let's make it that so. Let's reflect that vision. Bless you so much, shampoo. Bless you so much. I need another margarita. Amen, Barbara. Hey, Barbara. I used to work at a restaurant. People are like, I want a margarita, and I bring them a pizza on purpose. I'm psychic, so I know what they want. I give them the other one. Like, I'd like to have a margarita, please. And I'll be like, bring them a freaking drink. But it's like an 11-year-old. I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put the drink down. It had to touch the table. Didn't touch the table. Didn't do anything wrong. Just here to amuse you people. In fact, I would love that, to go and watch every single table I ever served. Watch Garth serve me. It'd be so effing hilarious. Because I was always on my own mission. I was like, I gotta do this or jokes, and I could work really fast, and I knew the whole room was me. I knew each guest was me. I knew I was serving myself. Yeah, you want some food? Spiritual. I'd love to watch that. Anyway, I'm gonna log off now because this is going on for a long, long, long time. I got too many readings to do. Rad, Barbara, I love you guys so very much. Are you gonna microdose? Microdose, or are you gonna do like a 2-gram session? Bless you, Crystal. Bless you, DVC. Bless you, Spiritual Shampoo. We have to make the product, don't we? Spiritual Shampoo. It's actually just holy water. But can you hear my hair screaming? It's sad and possessed. Now, with new Spiritual Shampoo, we get rid of all those demons. It doesn't actually clean my hair, but I feel good about myself after I pour the whole bottle on my head. Only $55. Let's do it. Have a whole product. Hey, no, guys, I've got this really good one that I want to do. Okay, my last thing I'm sharing with you guys. It's a business proposition. Okay, pretend this is Shark Tank. You guys have lots and lots of money, which you will and do have. Hold that vibration. It's either on its way in a few seconds, relatively. Hold it, everybody. I got spiritually rich friends. Now I need to make you guys ultra wealthy. Let's all become ultra wealthy. Because it's so easy because of what we've got at our access. So this very fabric of quantum realms are unfolding according to our beliefs. Anyway, here we go. Okay, Shark Tank. You guys are all through it. Listen to me. This is the product. Figments. Mints that taste like figs. Inside you get fucking nothing. Fuck you. You run away. New figments. Can't you see them? I can see them. Figments. Yum yum. What are the overheads? Pretty much boxes with figment printed on it, and then you sell the shit out of them to people. I can see the figments, can't you? Yummy. And everybody who works for the company is like, I love those figments. They're my favorite figments. Other figments don't even taste like anything. Exactly. Figment of your imagination. You got it. Clever, eh? Ponzi schemes and capitalism has nothing on us. When the spiritualists go to work, and we're gonna fuck it up. 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 Look at my chain. Look how long my chains hang. Okay, I'm gonna go now. We're in a spiritual chain gang. Oh, I've been working all day, hacking away at the collective karma. Okay. Dude, you just exactly say what I said, DVC. As I'm saying that, I'm literally my other mind is going on. I'm getting so excited right now. Working on a mind, and now here, chain gang, because we're all connected. It's a spiritual, and there are no weak links. And now I'm logging off on a real spiritual high. What do you do every day? I chat to these people who are adepts and masters, and they accept me as one of them. And then I walk around with a smile on my face the rest of the day. Wait, Roger wants us to make money doing something, but I'm ambivalent about money. Okay, me and Roger will team up. Okay, me and Roger, we can get, guys, never before have so many needed us to explain themselves to themselves. And then, okay, listen to this. The 20% of the planet that has the most money, let's target them. What do you mean? Well, because they know what we know. And the answer is no. The answer is there's a portion that know, but not as high as we know and as clear as we know. And what we know is the source of all joy. And they would always look for more joy. You just got to find a product that contains that joy for them. God bless you. And then you give it to them and they'll be like so grateful. And you'll be like, yeah, give me your fake money, you Don't be grateful for the money. Be grateful for the love and the gesture of the gifts and the love. But don't think that, remember, you own the atoms. Try to stay humble. I'm going now and I love you all so much. That's our spirit saying shit like that. Like, no, you own the atoms. Let the people carry on with their possessions. Guys, thank you so much for the gifts. But stay humble. It's like, stay humble. Just like, happy cats! Happy cats, thank you so much. You make it rain. But you just made it rain. Thank you. No, but thanks so much for those gifts, guys. I'm trying to talk about money and how it's not real, and you guys are giving me your actual hard-earned money. So set up the industry, let's go. That's the theme. The top 20% have the money, they've got too much money, and they're not finding joy in it. They need spiritual products that are expensive. You got it. So now you think to yourself, if I was a billionaire and I had whatever level of understanding they have, remember you can read them because you're psychic. What would I want? I have $1 billion and I have everything, and I'm still would like a bit more alignment with my true eternal nature. How can you bring that to their doorstep? How can you bring it to your own doorstep? Create that modality. Offer the service. Add a zero onto the price. You would be grateful if you were them. You see how easy it is to reverse rig engineer reality. You meet eternity in the middle. I want a personal found therapist. Because you could do that. You could be so rich that you could literally, I could be like, how much money do you like to earn a month? And you could say, $20,000. And I'd be like, right. You live in the guest house on the other side of the property, and I need sound bowls twice a day. No, you better off actually just owning yourself. You don't ever become someone's sound bowl therapist. You don't think in those terms. You think of it this way. You could probably, where would you get one? Because you're better off empowering an individual to overcharge for their sound therapy than to be owned. The individual still needs their free will. Like, I don't want to do your sound today. Go away. You should have the FU money to tell reality to shut up. Reality is going nowhere without you. You don't owe it nothing. You can go sit in a room for 2 days and it's going to be waiting for you when you open the door. Guys, you really need to sit back into your thrones. That's all I'm getting now. Sit back into your thrones. It's not arrogant to command reality. You do anyway. 2 grams will sort them out. What did they say? Did they give an answer? Okay, private therapist. I'll be a private therapist. Wait, I'm not qualified. Well, they already am. If you subscribe to me, and you ever want to I suppose it's a funny line between how much money demands a person's attention and how much attention you need. Because you're upping the money or what, you know what I mean? A person eventually going to go, it eclipses itself, and it's actually the attention that you're looking for and the love and the therapy is actually then needs to come from you to yourself. It gets to that point. It's fascinating. And everyone's got grief. Rich. So bad. See, I got an agenda below my agenda, and the agenda is so that the individual understands the nature of reality. So I'm like, you target the rich people who have grief. It's like, gosh, that's wrong. But they're going to have grief because they're going to not know who they are, and they're going to have karmic consequences that are going to cause grief. Now, they can stop that karmic consequence by understanding the nature of reality, which is all I want the individual to have. The POV or rich to me makes no difference relative to the individual's understanding. Okay, logging off now. This is it. Okay, I'm saying goodbye. This is the minute I said that I log off. And this is 3.5 hours later. I was supposed to log off an hour and a half ago. I'm going to have to spend the rest of the day doing readings. Which I was anyway. My brain's so all over the place right now. Okay, cool. You guys are the best. I love you. I got to go now. Think products, think thingies. Post it on the group. Readings, thingy. Have a good day. I'm trying to think what else is there to say. Kundalini, thank you so much again. And then tomorrow I will be live an hour sooner. I am going to start uploading all of my stuff onto YouTube. I'll make a note. Bless you, shampoo. But shampoo, you know you are as well, right? Everybody here, you know you are, eh? Good. And you typed I am too before I asked, we are God. God bless you, Painter James. Do you know how many humans now are, look at that. Do you know how many humans right now, as you guys are saying that, are having waves of awareness? I know, good. I don't know if you guys are feeling that. I can feel literally the planet, you know the way a dragon will go and it'll ripple all its scales? I can feel the planet's, the West Hemisphere going, and a whole bunch of Western energies or humans are realizing, I don't know why, I want to say this out loud. God, I mean this sincerely from the planet. God bless America. I know it sounds fucking weird to say that. You don't actually grasp. You don't grasp. But America doesn't even grasp it. The individuals don't grasp it. And this isn't a America, God bless them, everyone else is lame. Everyone else is a reflection of America. You could say the whole world's a reflection of China too. But what I'm trying to say is America needs a blessing and deserves a blessing because America can get a lot of, oh, why were you here at this crime? Why were you here? Why were you there then? It's like, I think Angela Lansbury killed everybody. Murder, She Wrote. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time America will be involved in something, and therefore they're the ones, therefore they've always got the mud on their hands. I'm not going to say blood, I'm going to say mud. How often do they get an erroneous sentiment, even from the actual American people now, who would be critical of their own governance, which is really critical of their own macro nature. We all need to take a step back and bless ourselves. And I just really felt like, personally, I bounced off, the whole world has bounced off America so much. So I'm not being rude, the world has used America. Don't get defensive, world. I'm not accusing, you can use it, but you use them. We use America as a cultural model a lot. We use their entertainment, their money systems. Let's just be honest about America for a second. It's a bunch of states that came about because of people who weren't being treated nicely in Europe. The Masons would have taken their truth with them. They would have established it based on that. They would have tried to avoid the stuff that happened before. They would have done their best and would have appeared to fail here and there. This condemning of systems, I personally am making a pledge to stop it. If it's a system, it's part of spirit and it's part of self and it's perfect. Okay, going now. Now I'm leaving. The US dollar's like, hey Garth. I'm like, what? I'm like, thanks. Hi. K dollar, whatever. You're making me feel weird. I'm going to go now. Cara, today the doctor... Did really, Karen? Do you see how you're resonating yourself into health? Links. Mwah. Le moi. Oh, sorry. Well, that's French kissing. You're not supposed to French kiss on lives. Le moi. Okay, cool. Gonna go now. But Karen, seriously. Barbara Roger, you didn't tell me. Because you're mastering reality, Karen. That's the equivalent of saying, watch me. And you actually take your plane and you like, take it down. Okay, you're diving and then you're like, no, watch. And you're like, oh, I'm unhealthy. I'm healthy. I'm getting healthy. Look at me. I can fly the plane of reality. Because once you've learned that, you can literally, Karen, you can go to a person and say, listen, I know you struggle with your health, but hey, it's going to be a miracle gift you're going to give yourself. Literally. To be able to control the forming of reality with what you hold true. Go, Karen. Because the collective's also now that having the same experience. In other words, the collective's getting healthy relative to you getting healthy spiritually. Keep that in mind, everybody. Your God and your human that you occupy is the collective reflected. Look after that human. Barbara, you look after Barbara. She's special. Roger, you look after Roger. You hear me, DVC? You look after that little meat puppet, that little monkey god. Barbara, last question. How many grams? You didn't answer. I'm just curious. Are you guys going to lightly step on the clouds, or are you going to, like, you know, go cloud busting? I don't know what that means. I just said a bunch of words. DBC. Great. Beautiful. BEA. Beautiful. That's going to be just a beautiful, mystical, beautiful, lovely experience. Hope you guys have a wonderful time. If just me, is that Barbara talking? Barbara, girl, crazy. She's like, I've been mapping. I did that once. I did, how many guys? Was it 3 or 2? I think it was 2.5. And then I was at a party, at a full-on party, a house party, and I'm like, guys, I'm like, what? I've noticed, because I could see, on shrooms, you can see a meter out of you, there's a sphere, and it's made up of 9 levels, and each of those levels, you know, are being projected by your chakra points. And then I was like, if I think of a metaphor, my spheres rotate, so that I'm always looking at the self. In other words, my etherical relationship will rotate, so that the object is the metaphorical relationship with myself. And I was like, God, and I started mapping that. So I'm on the shrooms trying to map it, going, so if you think of this, and it was, how does spiritual consciousness know how to align you with the next metaphorical truth? On shrooms, you can actually map it. You can go, oh, that's how my subconscious is interacting with my unconscious, with my environment, and therefore I'm myself. And then I go from a flux state to a convex state, concave state, which means I'm reflecting, then I'm inversing. My in-breath, my in-breath, my out-breath. So I'm busy analyzing the self while I am the self and I'm not the self systematically. Freaking, guys, I drew a picture. That's how the mind works. No, that's just a purple squiggle. I want to go now. Enjoy, guys. I did 5. No ways. That's called a heroic dose. Barbara. Lady Alec. In a wild crocodile. I'm going to sit here and beam. I'm going to beam. I made Ram Das and my son. On the shrooms. No, for reals. It was actually honest. You didn't actually meet them. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I lay in bed with the eye mask. Genius. Genius. Heroic dose. It's like, I'm glad this stuff's illegal. Why? Because I took 5 grams and I lay in a field of green grass for 7 hours while God poured down love and forgiveness onto every level of my being, and I realized that we are pure spirit and God loves us and there's nothing we can do about that. I'm glad this shit's illegal. What if they find out we're all one? It's really going to fuck with our weapons industry, isn't it? What are they going to do when they find we're all one? They're not going to want to kill each other anymore. I'm glad that stuff's illegal. But let me tell you, it cleaned my third eye squeegee clean. That's Bill Hicks. And with that, I bid you adieu. We should all go listen to Mushroom Speaks by Terence McKenna. They full on tune. Inside the shroom, the mycelial network, we've got the blueprints for spaceships. If you would but commune with us, we will share this with you, so you can travel from this star to the next. Literally, the shrooms will, like, if you think, like, you know, spiritualism is great or some thing, and it's like, go listen to the Mushroom Speaks with Terence McKenna. It's like straight up tells you, listen, you want a spaceship, you want Okay, cool. Logging off, and I literally have. This is the last time I'm going to say it. I must confess, I got addicted. I find it hard to leave you. You nourish me. You nourish my spiritual ego. What a connection here. Take care, Painter James. Bye, Crystal. I gotta just go now because I'm running out of words to honor you people. Bless you guys all so much. Amen. As an amen to the heart, pull. Happy pulls as far as I'm concerned.